It's time once again for everybody to come aboard that one and done train. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mountain West basketball on One and Done. Tonight's matchup features a couple of teams here looking to get above 500 early in the season. One of them fresh off an impressive 92-78 road win over Memphis, and the other a little bit of a head-scratching loss to Penn. It's the UNLV Runnin Rebels hosting the St. Joseph's Hawks. My name is Jay Heinrich alongside the captain, Mike Holland, and we're happy you joined us tonight. We'll check in shortly with our friends at the Mountain West Network, the broadcast, which will air right here on One and Done. You don't need to go anywhere else. You found us, hang out with us for the game, and we are happy to have you. Mike, a landmark night here on the channel. What it do?
What it do, man? This is awesome. 4 years ago, we just hoped to dive into the college basketball world, and now we're doing everything, man. This is an awesome event that we're about to do. We're going to be able to come with our takes and things that are happening during the game. Excited that Mountain West has given us this opportunity. We'll be on at halftime, post game, a few breaks within the show, so that's going to be awesome. This matchup, I'm really looking forward to, man. Like St. Joe's out of the A10. You mentioned coming off the loss to Penn and Virginia Tech on the road after two wins at home to start the year. Looking at it, looks like Finkley's not starting today, so Justice Ojibor going to be starting in his place, so that's something to look out for. And then really for both teams, Jay, the outside shooting, in particular St. Joe's, they have not been good from three-point shooting range. So, yeah, we'll see how they come out firing tonight. UNLV is coming off that big win over Memphis, man. That was an awesome win, especially when Memphis played Purdue today down to the wire. So Laje Dembele, the big man, not starting again for the second straight game. Jacob Barnaby getting the start at forward with these guards, man, that really showed out against Memphis last game. So Isaac Williamson was on fire. Tyron Jones, awesome in the second half. Looking to kind of continue that momentum, man. So two teams that are desperately needing I would call this a quality win in the non-con, man. St. Joe's here at 151st in KenPom. You got UNLV sitting here at 70th. So both teams, man, could notch a nice little win here.
Nothing wrong with trying to establish a little early season momentum. And yeah, man, on the road, a nice win over Memphis for UNLV. That was one of those that I remember being online that night. And a lot of people were also wondering what happened to Memphis on that evening, just like they were wondering what happened to St. Joe's against Penn. A couple of want to be on the right side of that for UNLV, but we'll see if St. Joe's can bounce back tonight against this Mountain West opponent. So, like Mike was saying earlier on, we're going to come to you. Obviously, pregame show right now. We're going to lead up to the game here. We're going to hit you at the under 8 timeout in the first half. We're going to come back at halftime and talk about the game, and hopefully you join us in the live chat if you haven't already, or if you you just want to come hang out and watch. That's cool too. But we would love to hear from you when Mike and I are on screen here. But yeah, we'll be here for the pregame, under 8, the halftime show, the under 12 timeout in the second half. We're going to join the game at the under 4 timeout and hang around. Maybe we'll see if it's going crazy or not, if everybody's hitting 47 threes or, I don't know what's going on. But we'll be on to talk about it sporadically throughout the show. And then, of course, follow it up at the end for a short little post game before we wrap it up. Mike, look at that right there. Looks like we're getting a little bit of the feed here up on the screen. Now, before we get cooking here, Mike, how about a few key players to watch?
Yeah, so the guy that I'm looking at over here on the St. Joe side is definitely going to be Derek Simpson, the former Rutgers guard a couple of years ago. Only shooting 31% from three, so looking to see if he can kind of get his game going. He's going to be a big part of what they do. And then for UNLV, man, I'm looking at Howie Fleming. Like, he had a monster game against Memphis. He looked really good in that one. So looking forward to seeing how he kind of matches up with the 3-guard and Jaden Glover Toscano on the other end, man. I think it's going to be a good one here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, like teams that, both sitting at 2-2 right now, you don't really want to get behind the 8 ball early in the season. So a couple of teams looking to get above that 500 mark. Mike, when you look at St. John's and you see, like you mentioned Simpson averaging almost 6 rebounds a game as a guard, in the front court there, you have Haskins, who's also averaging about 6 points, 6 boards and 10 points per game. What does that look like in terms of these early season matchups? Do you look for those guards that can do a little bit of everything. What is more ahead of what usually at this time of the season?
Yeah, I think with St. Joe's, I mean the forwards, they're I mean all these guys are back, man. So I think the backcourt here with Deuce Jones being added into the lineup, and then Jaden Glover coming over to try to fit with Derek Simpson. That's been the kind of the biggest challenge to start. So yeah, they're having to lean on Haskins. Just as Ojibor getting the start, man, he's gonna be able to protect the rim for him. So I think they're gonna want to lean on this front court, but I think the X factor is definitely going to be in this backcourt for them.
Yeah, and again, like sometimes we'll find these teams that just have to lean more on a certain part of their team, right? Whether they're waiting on some of those younger players to develop or whether the chemistry's not there yet with so much going on in the transfer portal and these teams. I mean, think about it. This is only the fifth game that most of these guys have played together, right? Like with as much roster turnover that happens in college basketball, right? So like there's still some getting to know you, there's still some feeling out going on, there's still a little bit of that. So when it comes to that, Mike, I mean, obviously, when you get a win like UNLV did against Memphis, what can a win like that do for a team's confidence early in the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a huge boost, man. Especially when you take a look at their schedule coming up, man. It gets pretty brutal for UNLV. So Memphis, 75th, and Ken Palm got the 14-point win. You got St. Joe's, right now on our stream, 150th and Ken Palm. And then they go three straight here: Maryland, Alabama, and Stanford. So 3 Power 5 teams, man. That Memphis game, a nice win. They're going to obviously lean on the Mountain West schedule, but picking up another quality win, as you head into this tough stretch here, this could probably do wonders for for their non-con look here, man. The big thing for me, man, with St. Joe's is like they had all the turmoil with Billy Lange and everything at the beginning of the season. He heads out the door, right, and it's just kind of tough, man. Like trying to put things together kind of last minute here for Steve Donahue. So, my biggest thing, man, is the connectivity, like you were just talking about. I think that has a lot to do with why they're not shooting it very well from the outside, because they have some guys that can really fill it up from outside. So really just getting those pieces to connect with each other. Anthony Finkley's got to knock down some shots, man. He's 4 for 19 from 3, shooting 21%. He shot 40% from 3 last year. So even his fit, right? Like he's back, but it's like playing with two of these new guards. They got to kind of get in sync here. So I think this is a big game for him as we're about set here to tip, Jay.
Good stuff there, Mike. Appreciate your insight here heading into this game. Make sure if you haven't already, hit those like and subscribe buttons, turn on those notification bells. We're going to be covering games that are being broadcast on the Mountain West channel all season long. And this is just game number 1 in the long journey that is the college basketball season here on One and Done. We're definitely happy that you found us. We're happy that you joined us. And we hope you stick around here on the channel for a while. Watch the game. Enjoy it. We're going to come back around the under 8 timeout, talk a little bit about what's been going on. We hope that you hop in the live chat and let us know what you think about the game and who's been standing out to you. We'll pull some of those comments up if you have any as we move along here. But until then, make sure you hit all those buttons, and Mike and I will see you at the under 8 timeout. Enjoy.
Dark feeds Deuce Jones in the corner, and a 2-point shot from number 2. Deuce Jones, the second, no good, and a jump ball right off the bat. Trey Gibbs Lawhorn tied up with the big Justice Ojibor, and the possession arrow favoring the Scarlet and Gray. Finishing up the starting 5 for the Hawks. Desir Haskins, the sophomore forward out of Willingboro, New Jersey, wearing number 7. Jaden Glover Toscano, the sophomore guard, wearing 11. Gibbs Lawhorn hands off to Jacob Anarbi, who we just mentioned, showing off that new dime-dropping ability as he hands to Howie Fleming. Takes it from the top of the key and comes to the near corner. Isaac Williamson saves it. Back up to Fleming. 4-3. No good. And off the front of the rim, the rebound tipped. And coming the other way is Simpson and the Hawks. He goes up over the top and lays it in over Howie Fleming. Eric Simpson, the 6'3" senior guard, the Rutgers transfer, gets the scoring started.
But again, that was a great shot there created by Isaac Williamson to Howie Fleming, making sure you share the ball. And then again, now he comes down, gets to that mid-range jump shot. He looks so much more comfortable in the last game and the start of this game compared to that game against Montana last Tuesday when he fouled out and had no points.
Mid-range pull-up good for Howie Fleming to tie the game. Racing down the other end, Williamson tied up on defense with Deuce Jones. Jones will head to the free throw line for a pair for the Scarlet and Gray. Trey Gibbs Lawhorn, along with Isaac Williamson making the backcourt. Fleming on the wing with Jacob Benarby down low, along with Kamani Hamilton. And there you see the foul to get it started. That's the first of the game, first on Williamson.
And that's one thing the Rebels are going to have to do. They're going to have to make sure they do a great job on Deuce Jones. He is a scorer. He averages 17 points a game, only 9 assists. So if that tells you anything, even if you can't count, he is not going to pass the ball. He is looking to attack the paint. He's looking to get up shots. He's going to look to get his offense going. That's how this team is most successful.
Jones at the line for a pair. First one's good to give the Hawks the lead. St. Joe's coming from Philadelphia. Deuce Jones, the A-10 Rookie of the Year last year. However, he played for LaSalle. Was also in the A-10, also in the Big Five of those Philly schools. That's almost unheard of back in the day, a guy transferring within Philly and within the conference.
That's pretty much sacrilegious. You definitely don't do that. But you can do anything these days now in college athletics.
NIL era, baby. It's the Wild West. 2 points is the lead for the Hawks as Isaac Williamson brings it up the floor. Coming off of that 25-point revelation of a performance in his second collegiate game, his first collegiate start. He gets into the paint and is called for a carry. And Williamson shine on the defensive end. Outside of that game against Memphis, he had struggled offensively, and he turns it over here.
That's one thing he's going to have to make sure he does not do is get that hand underneath that basketball and pause or hesitate that dribble. Obviously, official Mike Reed made sure he called that here on the first time he saw it.
The Hawks picked to finish 7 out of 14 in the Atlantic 10. Atlantic 14 doesn't have the same ring to it. Here's Glover Toscano. Takes the screen from Ajaban, then hands it off to the big man out of Benin City, Nigeria. Lane pass to Ajaban, swatted away by Kamani Hamilton. I don't know if that'll go in the books as a block on the alley-oop attempt, but nonetheless, Hamilton rising above the defense.
Yeah, situation there when Jacob Benarby has to step up and help on that pick and roll. If guard's able to turn the corner, you have to have that weak side help. Kamani Hamilton was there in timely fashion as the Rebels go the other way.
Gibbs Lawhorn, coast to coast, lays it in with the left hand. And we are tied at 4, 2 minutes into the game. Eric Simpson. He's Deuce Jones on the right side. The bright orange shoes make him hard to miss. Take the screen, gets around Williamson. And away from the ball, a foul called against UNLV. That's going to go against, looks like Drake Gibbs Lawhorn. Check that, that'll be on Fleming, his first and the team's second. On the floor, here comes the Hawks ready to inbound. Steve Donahue, 24th year head coach overall, first year in Philadelphia. As that one's turned over, Drake Gibbs Lawhorn comes out of the pile. Long cross-court pass to Williamson, who slows it. Benarby at the top, races down the lane, goes for a hammer dunk, but is rejected. Fighting for the rebound is Glover Toscano. And the Hawks turning it around and heading from right to left. Simpson leaves for Jones. Long three-point shot. No good, but Ajabar right there. Jones again. Take two, no good for number 2. And the rebound tipped away to Gibbs Lawhorn. Agent Zero, DGL, whatever you call him. He gets into that short corner. Skips for Hamilton. On the third attempt, he's called for the travel.
He got caught shuffling those feet. Just a little too hesitant to try to make sure he got that shot up, and there was enough pressure to make him think twice about it.
One too many steps, and the Rebels turn it over once more. All tied just about 3 minutes into this one. UNLV already with a pair of turnovers, and despite the fact that St. Joe's hasn't made either of their last 4 shots from the floor, they have not turned the ball over yet. Ajabar, the big man at the top of the key. The Harvard transfer hands to Jones. Races down the lane. Leads for Ajabar. Corner pass. 3-point try. Way too much. Right place, right time for the rebound is Jones. Shot clock at 6 as the pass fed underneath. Out of bounds on the baseline. Rebel ball with just under 3 minutes gone.
Last couple possessions for both teams a little bit sloppy. And again, trying to feel each other out initially in this ball game. But just like Jacob did on one end, over here, make sure you're shuffling those feet. Haskins got to do a better job, as does, not Benarby, as does Hamilton.
Travel onto the turnover. Mike Reed, Kelly Pfeiffer, and Nate Harris are 3 officials here on a Thursday night in Vegas. A lot going on. We appreciate the crowd that shows up here. F1 this weekend. UNLV football taking on Hawaii tomorrow. Benarby from the top. Stop to the free throw line. He goes one-on-one with Ajabar. Skips for Hamilton. Kamani off the glass, no good. Eric Simpson started 29 of 66 games in 2 seasons at Rutgers, and as he runs it down, a foul called on the shot. This game defensive in nature here at the early stages. And that one's going to be on Williamson. It's already the freshman's second foul.
Yeah, that's not as great of a start here for Isaac as he had in Memphis on Sunday afternoon. but definitely in transition, the Rebels got to make sure, make or miss, you have to get back, get your defense set, and stop that ball before they get across half court and they really have that pressure or those numbers in transition.
Derek Simpson to the line, his first trip to the charity stripe tonight. Averaging 10 points, 6 rebounds so far in the young season. He's able to drain the first and give St. Joe's a lead. Nas Cunningham into the game for the first time, spelling Williamson. Cunningham looking for a bounce-back game here, Curtis. A season-low 4 points on 1 of 7 shooting. 16 minutes in the win over Memphis, also a season low for the former Crimson Tide guard.
Yeah, we haven't seen much from Nas Cunningham since that breakout game, that 25 points off the bench earlier in the season. But it's going to be important for him to be able to pick up some of that slack. Obviously, Howie Fleming, Isaac Williamson carried that scoring load for the Rebels on Sunday in Memphis. But I don't think we can bank on that every night out. Coach Pastor's not going to. They need to make sure they have a well-rounded offensive attack.
The lead's back to 2 as Gibbs Lawhorn takes that pass. Knife through, and it's out of bounds on Kuchi Rowe. The officials give possession to the Hawks, but Drake Gibbs Lawhorn seems to think otherwise. He is pleading with Josh Pastner to use his coach's challenge. As we get the look there. Oh, man, he might have had a case there.
He might have had one, but I think in that situation, it's a little too early to try to risk that challenge when it's not a play that's going to have much outcome in the game.
Jones knifing down the lane, makes his first shot of the game, and despite the fact that that's the first field goal in almost 4 minutes for St. Joe's, they lead it 8-4, doubling up the Rebels in the early stages. Tyron Jones to the scores table, waiting to check in. Nathan Arby handles the ball at the top, and as he looks for a pass down low, a foul called away from the ball. That was going to be on Derek Simpson as he got into Howie Fleming on the baseline. Both teams head to the bench. Our first media timeout is going to send us to a commercial. 15:49 remaining in the first. St. Joe's leads UNLV 8-4 here at the Thomas & Mack Center.
Let's see. String cheese. Ooh, soda.
Surprise! You have a brother.
Hi. Whoa. Why didn't you tell me before?
Well, we just got him.
For opening a new account at America First Credit Union.
Which, surprise number 2, you're moving out and living at America First.
Huh?
Get your money working. For a limited time, new members get a cash bonus when they open a checking account.
In the heart of downtown Las Vegas, a sports oasis awaits. Stadium Swim, the ultimate outdoor amphitheater, built for the ultimate sports fan, with a colossal screen that brings the game closer than ever. Reserve a daybed, private cabana, or lounge in the center of it all. 6 pools to dive into as the game heats up. And the best part, there's never an off-season. Open 365 days a year. Stadium Swim, it's always spectator season.
Credit Union One offers everything you need to get the most out of your accounts every day. With digital banking, you can pay bills online, set up personalized budgeting tools, easily transfer money between accounts, and more. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days sooner when you set up direct deposit. Get started at cu1.com.
Old Trapper beefs. One-upping.
I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor. Savory beef. Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Anything but a clean game so far. UNLV trails St. Joe's 8-4 here at the Thomas & Mack Center. The Hawks starting out 2 of 8 from the field. The Scarlet and Gray 2 out of their first 5. The only difference in the game, the Hawks have been to the line for 4 free throw attempts, have made all 4. The Rebels have not been to the charity stripe yet. Curtis, your thoughts in the early stages?
Yeah, the Rebels going to have to be a little bit more aggressive going to the basket. Obviously, I mean, right now, early turnovers 3 for the Rebels. That's led to some points here for St. Joe's. But the Rebels, again, they have to have opportunities to get out in transition, but to do that, you've got to get stops, you got to get defensive rebounds, and then when they do so, like they did on Sunday, they had a lot of success when they were sharing the ball, but getting out in transition and attacking the paint. Coach Pastner likes to talk about paint touches, so whether that's going to be on the pass or on the bounce or on a cut, the Rebels have to get paint touches.
Rebels haven't scored a point in 2 minutes and 23 seconds. They've got the ball with Howie Fleming Jr. ready to inbound. Throws it to the top, and Kamani Hamilton starts the offense. Drives in the lane, goes one-on-one with Ajaba, and is called for a travel again. Second time that Hamilton's been called for a travel. And for UNLV, that's the 4th turnover in just over 4 minutes.
Yeah, and that's what the Rebels don't need. Again, you want to have opportunities to let Kamani Hamilton go one-on-one, but there was a very narrow window. There was a lot of hands exteriorly that could have an impact on that outcome and ultimately took too many steps.
Does that tell you Josh Pastner likes a lot of the one-on-one matchups in this one?
Yeah, I think he's going to, but you've got to use it at the right place and time. And we talk about a carry that wasn't called.
Jones loses the handle, but right place, right time is Derek Simpson. He saves it into Anthony Finkley, who just checked in for the first time. Finkley feeds right side for Austin Williford. Right in front of the UNLV bench. 5 on the shot clock as Williford drives on Cunningham. Stops, feeds Jones at the top. Desperation 3 from NBA range. Not enough on it, and Cunningham grabs his first rebound since the game against Montana. Bring it into the half court himself, and St. Joe's switching in a zone defense all the way around. 5 minutes in as Kamani Hamilton drives, stops, elevates, and a 2-point shot off the mark.
So we talk about Nas Cunningham and how he hasn't had a big game since early in the season at 25 points off the bench. But you got to keep in mind, Coach Pastor did say that he had limited practice last week going into that Memphis game because of a sprained ankle. So he's still trying to come back from that.
And there you go, an example of that ankle looking healthy as Cunningham up to Hamilton, through contact, misses the layup, out of bounds under the bucket, Rebel basketball. And take a look at that replay, offensively and defensively. This one a slugfest to get it started.
Oh, and that was Drake Gibbs-Lawhorn that goes up top to block that shot off the backboard.
DGL with his second block of the year. I mean, for a guy who's 6'1", he certainly plays a lot bigger. So no challenge used by Steve Donahue. The St. Joe's head coach looked like he was going to challenge that one, but instead keeps it in the back pocket for later. Inbound to Tyron Jones on the high post. Now DGL for 3. And St. Joe's pulls down the rebound. Williford, averaging 6 rebounds a game, brings it into the front court. Simpson driving off the glass, makes it 10-8.
Then we talk about transition. That should not happen ever right there in that situation. The Rebels have 3 guys back, and one ball handler is able to weave from half court through the defense and get to the basket.
A 6-0 run for the Hawks, giving them a 6-point lead. Jones takes the screen, drives himself into the short corner. Now back to the basket. Two-hand jam, no good. Rejected by the rim, and into the front court is Simpson. He leads for Jones through 3 defenders, elevating. No good on the shot. A fortuitous rebound for Howie Fleming. He high steps, slows up, stops at the free throw line next. Howie Fleming off that 25-point, 12-rebound double-double, keeps the pivot foot. It goes out to Cunningham. He'll try a tray. No good on the shot, but Nas going to head to the free throw line for not 1, not 2, but 3 free throws here today.
And that's just a poor closeout there by Finkley. It's kind of the cardinal rule of basketball is you don't foul jump shooters, especially on a 3-point attempt and one that was 3 feet behind the line. But now Nas got to step up and try to knock these down. The Rebels, they've got to get something going here offensively. St. Joe's is having their way in transition, even though they missed on that last possession. The Rebels have to get some points on the board.
First personal foul on Anthony Finkley is the second for the Hawks. As Nas makes the first free throw, breaks up a scoring drought of over 4 minutes for UNLV. Cunningham now 16 out of 21 from the charity stripe this year. 17 of 22 as the first 2 out of 3 are good. So no field goals made, Curtis, in the last 4.5 minutes for UNLV. They have gone ice cold in the early stages, but to their credit, forcing a lot of misses from St. Joe's. They are 3 of 12 on the other side.
Yeah, that's the one thing you have to make sure you're doing. If you're not able to score points, and now they cut the lead to 7 or to 3 on the made free throws by Nas Cunningham. If you're not going to make baskets, you got to get stops.
Rebels into a full court trap for the first time as Finkley breaks it across the time stripe. Jones barely able to knife that one inside. Tries a crossover, resets upstairs, gets the handoff. Jaden Smith. He looks downstairs for Smith, and the ball knocked out of bounds in the corner. Tyron Jones leaping over a cameraman trying to save it.
And that's that length and athleticism there you see by Tyron Jones. Even though he is beat on that play, he's still able and somehow to get back out of that pick and roll coverage, get a deflection, and almost save the basketball.
It's a 1-possession game right now, so a stop here is huge. Down to Smith, now to Simpson. Simpson a 16-point season-high performance against Penn in the most recent game for St. Joe's. And he can't get that one to fall as Jacob Benarby pulls down rebound number 2 tonight. Cunningham gives it back to JB. Saw him running the point with a career-high 6 assists against Memphis. Here's Gibbs-Lawhorn for 3. He buries it. Rebels on the board with the 3 to tie it. And that's 1,265 straight games with a 3-point make for UNLV. Right there on the other side, however, is Austin Williford breaking up a 6-0 run for UNLV.
And again, we talk about on made baskets, let alone a 3-pointer by DGL at the top of the key. Williford's able to get down the floor and then finish at the basket again. The Rebels have to put up more resistance in transition after made baskets.
And again, finds some space but can't drain the runner. A little too much on it as he guards against Simpson now. He crosses over and feeds Deuce Jones. Now cutting through the inside, a no-look handoff. Smith loses the handle, poked out by Tyron Jones. St. Joe's keeps possession.
And you continue to see it here by St. Joe's. You're going to see Simpson in transition, searching, hunting, trying to get in the lane, trying to create lanes. And then if not, he's going to pitch it out. And you see Deuce Jones do the same thing and attract that defense and dish it off. The foul wasn't called, but St. Joe still has the ball baseline out of bounds.
And they hand it off to Smith, who can't get the shot to fall, but fouled on the attempt. And a pair of free throws coming up for St. Joe's. Jacob Benarby picks up his first. No points, a couple of rebounds, and 1 assist already for JB. And we talked about it on the coaches show with Josh Pastner last night, Curtis. Just the development that we see not only year to year for Benarby, but really game to game.
Yeah, I mean, JB, this is now his 3rd year here in the program. Obviously, he redshirted that first year. Last year was able to get some limited minutes, had a couple starts, and typically kind of, it was about this time last year when he got into that starting lineup when Bear Cherry went down, or was banged up a little bit, I should say, right around Thanksgiving. But you see Jacob Benarby continuing to take that next step, and it's all about progression. It's all about growth and development, especially with Coach Pastner and the players he's coached in the past. And you're seeing that right now with JB. 4 games ago, he kind of had some of those deer in the headlight moments. He was unsure, kind of second-guessing himself. But as you saw on Sunday afternoon in Memphis, I mean, he was the point god. He was out there dropping dimes, backdoor passes to everybody, and he was the one that really got that offense going. And then obviously Howie Fleming and Isaac Williamson took over.
Little Ford able to make both of the free throws. Then Fleming turns it over on the other end for the Runnin' Rebels. Here's Williford feeding it into the front court for Finkley. Rebels in the man-on-man defense. And an offensive foul, the call. Finkley ran into Howie Fleming, who had the feet set. And that's a turnover for the Hawks, just their 2nd of the game. So the Hawks up by 4. The Rebels just 3 out of their first 11 from the floor. Getting out rebounded 10-9 here in the early stages. Trying to find a way to penetrate here. Howie Fleming wants it one-on-one. Tries to find a gap. Feeds Benarby. Bounce pass to Jones. He reins in, and he makes it, and the foul. So instinctive around the net. Tyron Jones with a chance for the and one. It's going to come after a timeout. Both teams head to the bench with 11:56 to go in the first half. Free throw coming up for Tyron Jones, trying to cut this one to a 1-point game.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Credit Union One Free Checking has everything you need to bank on the go. Make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU1 Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunion1.org.
Hello, Las Vegas. Tony Smith here, General Manager at Findlay Kia. The 2025 Kia K4 is a stylish sedan under $30,000 with impressive features, like an available turbocharged engine, advanced driver's assistance systems, and wireless phone charger. Come see our great in-stock selection and take advantage of low 2.9% APR financing for 48 months. Findlay Kia, this is Kia Central on Sahara, just west of Decatur.
Old Trapper Beefs. One upping.
I'm a big Old Trapper fan. Not bigger than me. I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor. What about the clear bag? That shows you exactly what you're getting. Savory beef. Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan. I'm their
Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Will you sign my bag and my tattoo?
St. Joe's on top of UNLV, 14-12 coming out of the under-12 media timeout. Matt Neverett along with the former Runnin' Rebel Curtis Sari. We're getting ready, CT, to see Tyron Jones, the 6'9" freshman out of Las Vegas, head to the free throw line to try to complete an and one to cut it to a 1-point game. A lot of guys with career highs against Memphis, and for Jones, he's only got the 4 previous games to pick from, but his 14 points on 6 of 7 shooting against a very big, very physical, and very deep Tigers team was a career high for number 6.
Yeah, what you're going to see with Tyron Jones, we've talked about this time and again, and everybody did when he was coming out of high school. When he made the commitment originally to Coach Kevin Kruger and his staff, and then stuck with that commitment with Coach Pastner and his new staff. He's a guy that's long, that's rangy, has huge upside, a high ceiling in terms of the potential that he can bring, still growing into his body, still developing his skill set. But there's one thing you're going to know about him. He's an athlete. He gets up and down the court. He finishes at the rim, and he has a nose for the basketball. And so those are things that you're going to see that are going to translate well, especially when you're still figuring out your body and figuring out the game and how to fit into this team.
You can't get the and one free throw to drop, however, and the deficit is still 2. Jaden Glover Toscano chucks up a tray and buries it. First three-point make in 7 tries for the visiting St. Joe's Hawks. Anything but efficient from long range so far, averaging just 26% on three-pointers coming into this year. Howie Fleming driving, laying it in. Free throw coming up. In the end, one attempt upcoming for Howie Fleming Jr. He got rid of the headband, CT, and it led to some luck there.
He shedded the headband there during that last timeout, and I don't know if that was the magic that he needed to be able to unleash what he did on Sunday in that first half with 21 huge points against the Tigers. But what he did on Sunday is exactly what he did on that last play. Maneuvering, attacking, finishing in the paint off 2 feet, strong to the rim.
It was his 6th career double-double, and while they don't necessarily track the stats half by half, I mean, for him, that's got to be a career high. 21 points in any half, hard to do. Can't get that free throw to drop. Those and one shots have the lid on them, and the deficit is 3 with 11:30 to go in the half. Deuce Jones back into the game and feeding right side. Setting the screen there is Steven Solano. Finkley for 3. And a battle for the board. And out to grab it is Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn. 5 points, 3 rebounds already. Cunningham for 3. No good on the line drive, but Fleming nice through the defense for the board. Pass underneath the basket. Jones blocked. He gets a second crack at the apple, and he rolls it off the back of the rim. He's bopped right there, and a foul called. A hard one at that. The redshirt freshman Steven Solano, the 7-footer, getting tied up above the shoulders for Jones.
Yeah, we talk about this right now with Tyron Jones down, jersey over his head. Same thing that happened on Sunday. He took a poke to the eye, and it looks like he may have gotten another one there. Because, again, remember, he only played 5.5 minutes in that first half on Sunday afternoon and spent the rest of the time on the trainer's table behind the bench with Kalani Akana, the athletic trainer for UNLV men's basketball. But it was good because they were able to get that vision back, get the blur out of it, because in that second half, he was definitely needed as Bernardi ended up fouling out.
A foul on Solano was his 3rd already. St. Joe's with 16 fouls in the half, and they're going to check Tyron Jones out. One of the officials walking him over to the bench, and they wanted to take a second look at Tyron Jones. Walter Brown, along with Al Green, both checking into the game for the first time during this timeout, and a foul on the floor, so someone's got to inbound it. It looks like it'll be Brown to do the honors, but Hamilton checks in for Jones, and they may be checking him for that shot above the shoulders.
Yeah, it looks like, again, right back in that eye. I mean, we might have to get him an NIL deal with Rex Specs or Oakley or somebody here, too.
On the inbound, Gibbs-Lawhorn way too much on the shot, but a foul underneath the basket is going to keep possession with the home side. 11 minutes to go in the half, and the Rebels trail by 3. We haven't seen a ton of Al Green as the Rebels get into the bonus. Hamilton gets to the free throw line. Green started the first 3 games of the year, did not start against Memphis, played just 6 minutes in the win.
Yeah, and Coach Pastor's talked about this before. I mean, obviously, with such a new group of guys, and right now, the last 2 games, including this one, you're out without Laji Dembele. You still don't have Miles Shea. You don't have Manuel Steffens. So, again, not having some of those key guys right now, there's going to be minutes opened up for other players. But you saw Isaac Williamson had a huge game in his first career start on Sunday. So Al Green's going to have to figure out a way to be able to be effective and impact the game, kind of like Howie Fleming did. You come out, you get a huge double-double, 25 points, 12 rebounds, however you can impact the team.
Great court vision there from Green, if nothing else, as Walter Brown nearly rocked the rim on a 2-hand dunk. Ajibah called for the foul, and he just met him at the rack. So here's the Kiwi. Walter Brown out of New Zealand. Played a season-high 13 minutes in the win over Memphis. Really hasn't been able to get sustained minutes in any of the games, and he gets on the board here with his first free throw make as a college basketball player. One of the oldest guys on the team, a senior by eligibility. 22 to the line for his second of 2 shots. And it's no good. During that trip to the line, Curtis, Tyron Jones being walked back to the locker room.
And again, a situation where it looks like he got a poke in that eye. And same thing happened on Sunday. So hopefully they're able to get him back on the court sooner than later.
Al Green turning defense into offense after the board. Gibbs-Lawhorn down the baseline. He's double teamed. Hands to Bernardi. Bernardi off balance shot. He got it. And the foul. Bernardi ties the game. He's got a chance to put UNLV on top.
And again, JB doing what JB's been doing as of late, finding his way, floating around the front of the rim or charge circle when the guys drive baseline. In this case, he's not distributing the basketball. He's receiving that pass from DGL, powering through the contact and finishing, getting a chance at that old-fashioned three-point play.
Somehow able to get that one to fall. It's the 19th foul for St. Joe's here in the first half, and it's the second on Ajibah. He's got a pair. Solano's got 3. The Rebels with just 14 fouls, playing clean defense so far. As Bernardi heads to the line, And the free throw make will put UNLV on top for the first time tonight.
And naturally, right now with the Rebels in the bonus at 9 fouls with still 10.5 minutes left, this is when you want to be extra aggressive to attack with a steal by Kamani Hamilton.
Here's an attack. He hammers it home. Kamani Hamilton. How about that to get your scoring night started?
And we talked about this with the Runnin Rebels. They have to be able to adjust their defenses, throw something different at the opponent to keep them second guessing. With this 1-2-2 or 1-3-1, they've got to keep the ball out of the middle.
They barely break that backcourt trap as Simpson draws a foul and is on the ground in a heap. But how about this dunk? I think there's still a bit of an aftershock.
I mean, this is where you don't realize how long and athletic Kamani Hamilton is. You think you can just float it over him. He's not going to get there. But that wingspan, that reach, he's able to snag that one dribble and power down that one.
Yeah, the Rebels going into the full court trap after a make. They've been able to do that, really able to seize a ton of momentum when they start to get things rolling on the offensive side.
You got to be very opportunistic with that. And with Coach Pastor, they're not trying to throw it out there every possession. They're not like a San Diego State in the Mountain West Conference who's going to full court man-to-man press or zone press or full court press every possession, every time, especially when you're in San Diego. But the Rebels right now, they want to use that as a change of pace. They want to make sure that they keep the offense second-guessing themselves, not sure how they're going to attack. And in that case, it paid off well. Perfect timing.
Halfway through the first half, and the Rebel lead is 3. St. Joe is being limited to 5 out of 18 so far from the floor, 28%. That number is going to take a dip as Haskins misses on the tray, but on the floor, a foul called against the Rebels. They're going to say that Bernarby hooked a would-be defender on the other end. That's his second and the 5th of the half for UNLV. Williford getting set to check back in for the Hawks. 8-0 run for the Scarlet and Gray. It's been over 2 minutes since St. Joe's has a point on the board. On the baseline, out of bounds play. Smith able to grab it in the corner. He feeds Jones. Jones looking far side. It's knocked out of bounds. Tipped by the Rebels. The Hawks keep possession with 15 on the shot clock. Active hands defensively tonight. Kind of picking up where they left off in that game against Memphis. So from that far corner where Tyron Jones was just hanging out before going to the locker room. Deuce Jones, the 6'2 sophomore guard out of Trenton, New Jersey, ready to inbound. Josh Pastner right there in the shot as well. He's a 6th defender. The ball skipped in bounds and the clock restarts. And with 10 on the shot clock, Smith hands it out to Williford. Green guards him one-on-one. Little give and go action. 5 on the shot clock. Glover Toscano, a deep 2-pointer, and he buries it. That'll bring the lead back to 1 for UNLV and breaks up that extended drought for the Hawks.
And if that's the shot that St. Joe's going to knock down, the Rebels going to be okay with that because that is a tough one-dribble pull-up from 19 feet.
It's Lawhorn loses the handle but recovers. Here's Bernarby down the lane. He's grabbed and hacked and fouled. Bernarby doing so much better recently, Curtis, in terms of creating his own opportunities.
He just looks more comfortable, and it's almost that's the easiest way to put it to make it make sense. We talked about this before, even last season with the old coaching staff and the old players, and then now at the start of this season, the first couple games, he would get in there and it looks like he's just nervous. It's like he catches the ball and he doesn't know what to do with it. He's almost panicking. But right now, whatever they've said to him or whatever he's figured out to slow down the game and slow down his mind, it's working magic because right now he catches the ball, he surveys, and he figures out, am I going to drive, am I going to pass, am I going to shoot? That's all he should be thinking, but he's able to slow down that thought process. And right now he's having so much success, especially finding his teammates like he was able to find Tyron Jones. In this case, when the defense sags off you, you catch 1-2 dribbles to try to get to the rim, picks up another foul.
So far, that success is translated at the free throw line as well. He can't get that second one to go, but he grabs his own miss. Hammered home on the putback by Hamilton. That's a teammate picking up another, and it's the biggest lead of the night for the Rebels. Hawks able to break the trap. Curry bounces back to Glover Toscano, who resets. Under 9 to go in the first half. UNLV back into a man-on-man defense. As Bernarby switches on to Smith as the guard turns the corner. Bernarby really with no chance there but to grab a hold as he picks up foul number 3. Bernarby called for the foul there, but setting up his teammates very well. A career-high 6 assists in the game against Memphis, as we mentioned. And Isaac Williamson, who is a bit banged up with an ankle injury, who had been out for the last handful of minutes, is going to replace Jacob Bernarby. So a small Rebel out there for Josh Pastner right now. Kamani Hamilton at 6'8", the tallest player out there by a couple of inches.
Yeah.
Out there with Gibbs Lawhorn, Walter Brown, who's the next tallest at 6'5", Al Green, and then Williamson, as mentioned.
going to be important for Isaac here to not pick up another foul. Obviously, he had the big game. We saw it actually his first game against Montana. He came out and played well. You thought, okay, this kid may have something. He came out and proved he's got a whole lot of something in his bag in terms of what he did on Sunday in that big performance against Memphis. But right now, picking up these 2 fouls early is going to obviously change the rotation that Coach Pastor was envisioning going into this game. But now he's got to play smart basketball now that he's been inserted back in the lineup with 2 fouls and so 8:45 left in this half.
First free throw miss of the night for St. Joe's as a team keeps it a 3-point Rebel lead. Walter Brown feeding Trey Gibbs-Lawhorn on the perimeter. DGL one too many steps. You could see that one from up top. And it's turnover number 6 for UNLV in the first half.
And I don't even know if anybody realized what just happened there. So in that transition opportunity, DGL throws it, skips to Walter Brown. He comes back and shovels it back to him. Almost goes on a basket cut, but then comes back like he's going to set a ball screen with his shoulders facing the sideline. And instead of stopping and taking that screen, he lightly taps a defender on his waist.
I saw that.
To make him think he's going to set that screen. But what happened is DGL didn't realize that he was not going to set that screen, because if he does, he can rip and attack that and have that lane and not have the offensive player there.
That's just a matter of guys playing with each other for more often, right? Three-pointer on the way. In and out from Kearney. And the rebound knocked out of bounds. Who touched it last? Some discussion amongst the officials, and they're going to keep it with St. Joe's. Looked like Jaden Smith might have been the last to touch it for the road side, but no dice as the baseline out of bounds play gets ready. And a timeout called by Steve Donahue. It's Benarby and Hamilton combining on the dunk. 23-20 is the Rebel lead. And they're going to stretch this one into a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 8.5 minutes, just under to go in the first half. UNLV on top for the first time, trying to stretch it before they head to the locker room.
Accidents happen, and when they do, the consequences can be devastating. Medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. It adds up fast.
Our 20 attorneys and over 200 in-house staff members have over 1,000 five-star reviews.
I'm a former federal prosecutor, and today I help my clients get justice against insurance companies.
Get the most with West Coast.
Call us today for a free consultation with one of our lawyers.
Call 702-222-WCTL or visit westcoasttriallawyers.com.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
So you're looking at the Hawk, the aptly named mascot of the St. Joseph's Hawks. And not only is it the 70th anniversary of the Hawk, it's one of college sports' most unique mascots. Curtis, there are 5 students on full-ride scholarships that play the Hawk. The Hawk is not allowed to stop flapping its wings just like that, not only at the games, but whenever they're in public. People book the Hawk for weddings, for baby showers. They even book them for funerals. And on average, according to the St. Joe's game notes, they average 3,500 flaps in an average 40-minute basketball game. That's dedication.
Bro, there's no way.
And a great arm workout as well.
What's a scholarship and education worth to you? It's not worth that much to me.
Apparently 3,500 flaps per night. Coming out of the under 8 media timeout with just over 8 to go. Rebels on top of the Hawks by a 23-20 tally. Over Toscano feeds Kearney in the corner. He'll get it back and chuck up a 3. No good, although he was open. And the rebound grabbed by Williamson, but it's pulled away. Isaac to the floor, but here comes Kafik Myers. No good on the layup, but the Philly native is going to head to the free throw line. The 5'10 redshirt freshman guard going to get a couple of free throws coming up.
I mean, the more I think about it, I'd rather run sprints. I'm just thinking, I mean, we're just literally, he's behind the corner of the bench, just flapping.
Now, it's one of those ones.
Those Dells, man.
Fleming, meanwhile, picks up his second foul in the 8th of the half on UNLV. But it's one of those ones where, I mean, in our experience tonight, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
No.
He stands right behind the bench. travels with the team. I don't see many mascots that
they fly on his back.
he is the travel. As Myers makes his first free throw attempt of the young season. A redshirt freshman who attended Newman Goretti High School. Those are Philadelphia high schools. Do a great job of producing talent for the local basketball. Philadelphia basketball just a little bit different. It's a very insulated area in terms of the hoops.
Yeah, we talk about Philly, Chicago, New York. Some of kind of the hotbeds historically in terms of basketball breeding.
I love that those schools often play all of ech other every single year. Rebel lead is one as Williamson runs down the right side of the lane and fouled on the way in. That's the 10th foul of the half on the road side. 2 shots upcoming for the freshman out of Vegas, or rather the Southern California area. Moreno Valley native, division champion last year in high school. I think kind of lost Curtis in that 25-point performance. Was not only a 6 out of 10 mark from beyond the arc, but a 5-steal night.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us here on One and Done. Of course, got this game streaming on the Mountain West Network right here on One and Done. We're happy that you're hanging out with us tonight. We hope you hit those like and subscribe buttons already. Right now, we are looking at 24-22 here with about 7:50 left in the first half. Mike, I wanted to come to you real quick as we're right where this under 8 timeout would be and ask you, what are your thoughts, I guess, early on with this one as they hit a free throw, UNLV does to go up 3?
Yeah, I mean, the St. Joe's shooting woes just continue. Like, they came into this game 311th in effective field goal percentage, shooting 1 for 10 from 3 so far. I mean, Deuce Jones is 1 for 7. So just really struggling, man. You know what's interesting is Austin Williford, really nice looking freshman off the bench. He's been one of the better players. I think he needs more minutes, man. 5, 1, and 3 going into that 8-minute timeout there. So I think he's going to definitely need to get some runs. It was interesting to see Haskins come in off the bench for the first time this year. Started the first 4 games. Kamani Hamilton over on the UNLV side, man, just off to a slow start here. When we got to the first under 16, man, like no team had hit a 3. And it looks like UNLV is deciding not to take any 3s. They're just 1 for 5, while St. Joe's continues to jack them up now 1 for 11. So, yeah, I mean, St. Joe's has got to be able to knock down some shots. UNLV kind of keeping them in with some turnovers here.
UNLV had 5 turnovers at the under 12 timeouts, and it took them a little bit. They started to take a little bit better care of the ball, I should say. But now they're up to 9 as a team here as we get to the 7-minute mark or thereabouts in the first half. Yeah, St. Joe's just never met a shot they didn't like, it seems like. They just keep shooting and keep shooting. Started off 0 for 6 from 3. They're 1 for 11 right now. They have 6 made field goals and 5 assists. So I guess from that standpoint, you kind of like that. They're getting some assists on their made baskets. And St. Joe's has only turned the ball over 3 times, which I feel like is really keeping them in this game. However, they had 10 fouls with 9:13 left in the half. UNLV basically shooting, not basically, they are shooting 2 free throws every time they get fouled after the 9:13 mark. So this half may crawl a little bit here. It may slow down the more fouls that happen. UNLV will spend a lot of time on the line. They've already shot 13 free throws. And St. Joe's has already shot 11, man. So anything standing out to you other than that? We got, what do we have here? I wrote down, what about that young freshman, man, showing in? He got poked in the eye again. Like, he can't catch a break.
Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with that, man. He was really good in the Memphis game, Jones, and yeah, he just kind of one of those fluke things, man. So we'll see what happens with that. It is interesting to see, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn coming in from Illinois, right? We think he's gonna be this high usage guy. Thought he'd be more of a creator in this role, but we haven't really seen that. He's been more of a trying to get his buckets. Man, they got 3 assists on 8 made field goals, and it's both offenses just haven't looked in sync, and that's been the key in this game. And there's also a lot of fouls happening, obviously, in this game. And Deuce Jones has to get going for St. Joe's, like 1 for 8 from 3, man. I mean, excuse me, from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. in 12 minutes, like you're not gonna affect your effective field goal percentage by doing that. So man, this has kind of been a slow one, but I expect these guys to start picking it up here pretty soon.
UNLV had a nice little 8-0 run there and got to the 3-point lead. Their biggest lead has been 4 points for the Runnin' Rebels. St. Joe's keeping it close, though. It is 25-22 right now between UNLV and St. Joe's. Finkley didn't start right. Immediately checked in, got himself a few rebounds. Immediately made an impact there. Do you expect him to play a little bit bigger role as this game goes on?
Yeah, I mean, he, Haskins checking in, obviously didn't get this. Finkley checking in, didn't get the start, and so he needs to get it going from the outside. Like we talked about in the pregame, you can't have your stretch man, big man, not being able to knock down threes. So he's really struggling. The 3 that he did take in this one was not pretty. So looks like Williford obviously checking back in here. I really like this kid's game, man. So it's awesome that we're getting a chance to do this first live stream here on the One and Done channel. We've already got some people jumping in the comments, Jay.
Isaac. What's up, Isaac? That's right, my man. Live game on One and Done channel. That's right. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We know Isaac has already. Isaac's been around for a while, and we hope that you do too. Hit those buttons and hop in there like our guy Forklift Jeremy. What's up, Forklift? Good to see you, man. And then, our friend Darren hopping in there. We do have the Mountain West simulcast right here on One and Done. Good to see you in there, Darren. And we hope to see everybody in the live chat. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to get you right back to the feet of this game here. You mentioned Kamani Hamilton needs to get it going. He had a couple of nice putbacks or a couple of nice shots around the rim. I'd like to see a little bit more out of him. We'll see if he can get it going for the Rebels. But right now, 27-22, UNLV out in front with about 6:49 left. 6:20, 6:30, I can't see, about 6:40 left in this broadcast. Mike and I are going to join you again around halftime, a little more breakdown, and we hope to see you in the live chat. Until then, enjoy the game.
Jones back into the game. Good to see him back out there. Freshman losing the handle, though, is Deuce Jones, turning defense into offense. He's trapped near midcourt. Fleming and Green all over him, and Howie called for a foul. He cannot believe it. Are they going to get Green or Fleming? They will get Al Green. Oh, boy. And a little reach there. Got him on the crook of the elbow.
That's a tough one. You talk about a ticky-tack foul. I mean, that was not much contact on the arm there.
A tight game here. A 5-point lead for the Scarlet and Gray. But Deuce Jones, the second at the line. 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. And despite the fact that he's 4 of 5 from the free throw line tonight, he is 1 of 9 from the floor. This has been one of the more inefficient nights for St. Joe's in recent memory. Haven't made a shot from the floor in over 3 minutes. They've made 1 of their last 10 and just 6 of 26 overall, including 1 3-pointer.
Again, you talk about Deuce Jones. He's a guy that averages 17.5 points a game. So he is the offensive starter for this team. And if he's not able to get going, that's why you see them struggling here right now. Like I said, only 1 of 9 from the floor for Deuce Jones.
Rebels with a smaller lineup on the floor. It's Lawhorn, Green, Williamson, and Fleming along with Jones in the front court. Beautiful skip pass. Williamson, a one-hand lay-in. Oh, baby. He gets called for a tech. Oh, no. And Josh Pastner not happy with his freshman guard. Great finish. You don't like the extracurriculars. That's his 3rd foul as well. And oh boy, Gibbs Lawhorn having to pull him away from the huddle.
It's again, we talk about risk versus reward. And obviously, I mean, it was a great backdoor cut, an even better pass by Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. And Williamson does go body to body with the big and finish over him at the basket. And it was a very small gesture that he made. And instead of saying you're too little, he did it with his fingers. Said you're too little. But again, he made a gesture, and it was directly in line and eyesight of the official. So I get it.
And I mean, in the scale of life, not the worst. And Josh Pastner Now getting into it with one of the officials, telling him to stay on the sideline. But like you had said, the rules dictate it is a sign right in the face of the
if
opponent.
the official doesn't see it, I mean, but again, it's like, so if he runs down the court and he does like he's too little to the floor, are they going to call that? I don't know.
Got to be some room for context.
You've got to be a little bit more discreet with that.
And this foul on the floor. Jones had tried to step back and get it behind the three-point line instead for an extra shot, but there's another foul on Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn. That's going to be his first. You see the step back there for Jones as he looked down. It will be 2 shots. Both teams in the double bonus with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the half. When it comes to free throw shooting on the year, St. Joe's 82% coming in, and they are 13 out of 15 already.
Yeah, those are the things we talk about. You talk about with freshmen, right? And Coach Pastor talked about his weak side defense, his gap defense. But that's another thing right there. Kind of just court decorum, right? You've got to make sure that you're doing the right things. Obviously, you've got your moments when you can talk your talk, you can walk your walk, but you've got to have some gamesmanship about it. I mean, maybe you just run down next to the guy and you say a little something to him as you're walking by him. You're too little. Nice try, hit the weight room, but you can't do it demonstratively. Not that was, but in eyesight of an official.
Yeah, you played enough games on this floor. You know something about that, right? And Tyron Jones out to Green. Beautiful pump fake as he gets himself into some space. Turnaround, 2-pointer in there. Good to go for Al Green. Welcome back, number 7.
That's what you need from Al Green. He's got to be able to contribute offensively to this team. We talked about Nas Cunningham. Al Green's going to have to be able to knock down some outside perimeter shots for this group.
Jones responds with a pull-up 2 of his own. Keeping this one within a point. And Green goes to work again. Driving, baseline, rejected. Rebels keep possession. But a great block there by Justice Ajaba, who spent 3 years at Harvard and is one of the best defenders in all of college basketball as he put the lid on him.
And I'm not even upset with this play right here. Obviously, Coach Pastor wants these guys to play fast. That was off a mid-range jump shot that was made by Deuce Jones. You get the ball inbounded and you outlet it up the floor. And if Al Green's able to attack and get to the paint, I'm okay with that play.
Howie Fleming, 4 points, 4 rebounds so far for him. And from just inside the arc, races basket, rejected again. Ajaba called for a foul. Check that. That's going to be Finkley on the floor. Rebels in the double bonus, so a couple of shots upcoming one way or another. Start to see Ajaba awake defensively, but Fleming draws the contact.
Yeah, it looks like Finkley. Just a little bit of a hip push there initially and kind of rode him.
Just enough.
But what you're saying is Justice Ajaba came from Harvard, right? So you're saying he's smarter than everybody in the building pretty much.
Yeah, he had 86 blocks last year, too, which was the 8th most in St. Joe's history. So he can block you, and then he can beat you on the SAT.
Yeah.
So he can beat us on the SAT. That's not saying much.
GRE, ABCs, you name it.
He's definitely got a GED if you go to Harvard for 3 years. He's originally from Nigeria as well. Played his high school ball in North Carolina, was A-10 all-defensive team, and returning under a new head coach in Steve Donahue. Running at the line for his second shot. He missed the first, made the second, and the lead is 2 as Al Green heads to the bench in favor of Kamani Hamilton.
I'm going to let my nativity show here. And obviously, you would assume that Harvard's a great education, right? I've got my former high school teammate, Carlton Weatherby, went to Stanford, played, walked on at Stanford. Graduated from Stanford, then goes to Harvard Business School. You're talking about the type of education that I couldn't even try to dream of.
No, sir.
Not even try to pretend.
No, my App State degree does not hold weight against that. Jones with another mid-range mag. That guy a true 3-level threat, Deuce Jones. He's got a game-high 15 points. Jones with a season-high 29. Fleming a no-look pass. Jones in defense on Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn. Isolated on the near side. Hamilton will try it here. But he skips it. All alone in the short corner is Fleming. He spins basket, goes up, feeds underneath. Gibbs-Lawhorn with a hand in his face, buries a tray.
Those are the kind of plays that you want to be able to make. If you can't get to the basket, you draw that defense. A kick-out pass. Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn bringing the energy, knocking down that wing shot in front of the St. Joe's bench.
After a season-low 4 points in the game against Memphis, he's got 10. And Jones into the passing lane. DGL, yeah, baby! Gibbs-Lawhorn hammers it home, and the crowd awakens to the Thomas and Mack Center. Another turnover. It's Cunningham this time. Jones into the front court. Here's Hamilton on the baseline. Races to the foul stripe and resets up top. Hamilton spinning, feeding. Cunningham fires. Not enough on it. Kamani able to rip down a rebound. Fresh shot clock as they give it back to Howie Fleming Jr. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. And with 10 on the shot clock, the Rebel lead is 5. Fleming takes the screen. Takes another one. Step back. Three-pointer. Can't get it to fall. Hamilton with the board. Hamilton fouled on the follow-up. A series of offensive rebounds ends with Kamani Hamilton getting ready to shoot a couple of free throws. UNLV starting to awaken on the defensive end.
This is the type of infectious behavior that you want to see from your team. You're getting steals, you're knocking down threes, and now you've got Drake Gibbs Lawhorn get down transition and throw it down the dunk.
First half finishes next. The Rebel lead is 5.
With the Mountain West app, it's your game, your way. Designed for super fans like you, so that you'll never miss a play. We've got you covered with free access to thousands of Mountain West games, from your phone to the big screen. Stream live games, watch highlights, and unlock exclusive content anytime. Download the app today.
Old Trapper Beefs. Energy emergency. Old Trapper. What's your beef?
(37-32) is the lead for the Runnin Rebels of UNLV, playing their final home game here at the Thomas and Mack Center until December 20th. Fresno State comes to town to open up Mountain West play. The rodeo coming to the Thomas and Mack coming up. UNLVtickets.com for your tickets to that. The Rebels playing Maryland, Alabama, and a third-team TBD at the Players Era Tournament at the MGM next week at Stanford. And then a matchup in the Jack Jones Classic over at Lee's Family Forum in Henderson on the 13th of December against Tennessee State. Curtis, the rodeo break here at UNLV, something that you know very well, having played all 4 years here. And it's a tradition unlike any other. I know they say that about the Rose Bowl, but the rodeo, I think, kind of comes in a close second to that, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, when you talk about this rodeo, it used to be the rodeo road trip. I mean, now you're lucky enough to be able to play at either MGM, at Michelob Ultra, at T-Mobile, at Lee's Family Forum. But back in the day, I mean, we were gone for it seemed like for a month. I mean, you played this game. You play this game. We would play typically the day before Thanksgiving or the day or 2 days after Thanksgiving, that Friday or Saturday, and then we wouldn't come back until, I mean, like the 13th or 15th of December. And you wouldn't be able to come in the Thomas and Mack. Obviously, they loaded all the dirt. The parking lot's a mess. They've got all the structures up, and now it's got even more. It just got even bigger. It's NFR, but it's on steroids now compared to what it was 20 years ago. But it's a great environment. It's great for the people of the city to be able to come out. And if you're not used to that environment and that demographic in terms of putting your Wranglers on in your boots, if you're in Vegas, you want to come down and check out NFR.
Cowboy Christmas coming up as well. The Cowboys here in Vegas all very happy. On a 7-0 run, UNLV with their largest lead of the game as Fleming turns it over once more. Leads it into the front court and gives for Gibbs Lawhorn. Here's three-point shot, no good. Tipped out of bounds. Touch last by St. Joe's, and with 3 minutes to go, UNLV looking to add to their biggest lead of the night.
And you made the comment, Matt, when we went to break, in terms of this is a chance for the Rebels to blow this thing open and try to go into the half up double digits. They were on their way there when they got up by 5 when Isaac Williamson's backdoor cut, which led to a technical. But this 3 minutes is important for this team right now to finish strong.
Big 3 minutes. Big three-point shot doesn't fall. Fleming misses everything, and the lead's still 7. St. Joe's heading from right to left here in the first. All the way to the basket is Derek Simpson. His layup off the mark, and Fleming tips it to Gibbs Lawhorn. Fed downstairs. Ajaban with the dunk through contact and a foul on Kamani Hamilton.
So, and that's right there. I see assistant coach Justin Hawkins hop up, and he's got this look of almost disgust or confusion. It's like, why do you even foul right there? I don't get it. I mean, you're clearly not going to block the shot.
Came in from behind,
so
yeah.
I don't get it.
Not only that, it's his third of the first half.
That's what's confusing to me.
Becomes the third different Rebel with 3 fouls, along with Benarbi and Williamson.
If you've got 1 or you got 0, okay, make a play on the ball. But you've got 2. Even if I had 1 foul, I'm just gonna run by and yell. I'm not gonna try to physically impact that shot because risk versus reward. Right now, you put them at the line, try to give them a little bit of momentum, but you also pick up your third foul.
After missing the and one, here come the Rebels into the offensive front court. With 2.5 to go in the half, Gibbs Lawhorn feeds Tyron Jones. He misses the lay-in, but is fouled on the way up. A pair of shots upcoming for the freshman. Good leave there by DGL also.
And now he's kind of got it going. In Coach Pastor talked about this guy. He's the energy. He's the heartbeat. He's the pulse of this team. When he gets that energy, you can see it. It's infectious. It's oozing out of him when he gets out in transition, when he gets a big stop, when he gets that steal and gets that dunk. But when he puts his head down and puts the ball on the deck and gets to the paint, this kid's pretty tough to stop. And we're going to reference it again. Coach Pastor said it post-game on Sunday evening in Memphis. He reminds him of who he coached at Georgia Tech, Jose Alvarado, who's in the NBA. And he's not a guy that's going to go out and get you 20 points a night, but he's a guy that's going to go out there, going to play defense, going to lead your team, be emotional. It's not going to hurt you, only going to put you in a chance to be better and to succeed. And the more I see it, once I heard it, then I started thinking about it more, and I can't get it out of my head now. Same size, same build, same energy, same skill set, bright future here for DGL.
It's like the guy, lethal shooter, if you know. Now I see it. 7-point lead for UNLV. As Simpson, who just picked up his second foul on the other end, steps back, nearly loses his balance, and bounces one for Deuce Jones. Deuce Jones, the second, aptly wearing number 2. Number Toscano steps inside the line, keeps the pivot foot. With 5 on the shot clock, he feeds Deuce. Jones to the rack. Rejected! Oh, what a block by Tyron Jones! And he feeds Howie Fleming. Jones with his second block of the night. That one is powerful as any. He runs it to the rack. He goes up and around and draws the foul. Tyron Jones taking over by himself here at the end of the first half.
You see what Tyron can do. Tyron can not only block shots like he just did, he can attack the paint from 18 feet, like he just did, attacking, trying to get to the paint, to the finish. Now he can go to the free throw line. The one thing that's going to make this kid really, really unstoppable besides filling out his body is if he can start to knock down a perimeter shot. So like in that situation, when he's the trail big coming down and they swing that to him, if he could just walk into a three-pointer right there, all bets are off. This kid's going to have everything at his disposal. He's not quite there yet, but he's definitely on his way.
Has not attempted a three-pointer yet as a college basketball player. You would guess at some point we'd see one at various points throughout the year. First free throw good to make it 8. He'll try to make it a 9-point lead. Just not able to. Not enough on it. Couldn't get it over the front of the rim. 42-34 is the Rebel lead. $1:45 to go in the first half. Rebels one of the better second half scoring teams on the West Coast. Rebels averaging 92 points per game this year, coming in 42nd in D1 into tonight. Three-pointer from the far corner, absolutely buried. That thing barely touched the twine from Jalen Glover Toscano. He's got 8 points, and he cuts into the lead. It's a 5-point game. Lawhorn picks up the dribble at the foul stripe. Leaves for Howie Fleming, up and around with English. Brown on the rebound. Now Cunningham will have a drive. He'll have a lay-in that's blocked. Jones racing down the other end with 70 seconds left in the half. He goes all the way to the basket himself, but misses. Phenomenal defense by Gibbs Lawhorn. Here comes Cunningham with numbers. He'll step back and feed Fleming. One more pass. Gibbs Lawhorn wide open. Yes, sir! 15 points for Gibbs Lawhorn. And the Rebel lead is 9 with under a minute to go in the half.
DGL doing it on both ends of the floor right now, leading this team. 15 big points.
15 on the shot clock as Simpson crosses over on Cunningham. Stops at the foul line. From the elbow, misses a shot, but a foul on the floor. And that's going to send St. Joe's to the line for a pair. And it's going to be on Fleming, his third as well. That was Hamilton earlier on, but that's the third different Rebel with 3 fouls. Fourth, beg your pardon. Kamani also has 3, but Arby and Williamson each with 3. I haven't seen Isaac since that technical foul as well.
And we've talked about this with the Rebels before. I mean, the season is still young. I mean, and we don't have any storylines created, but they're creating their own slowly but surely. And this is a team that unfortunately tends to get in foul trouble. In the exhibition games, in the first 2 games of the regular season, it was Kamani Hamilton. Now, as of late, it was Howie Fleming. 2 games ago, he fouled out. Now you're seeing it was DGL as well that fouled out last game. Jacob Darby fouled out last game. And now you're seeing Isaac Williamson, Howie Fleming, and Kamani Hamilton all with 3 fouls in the first half. And I would say, I mean, of those 9 fouls, 5 of them were ones that they did not need to jeopardize picking up because risk versus reward, they had everything in front of them. but you just don't need to be able to get caught with your hands on a guy's back. You don't need to fly by and try to swipe a guy for a block shot when you're trailing the play.
Rebels with 14 combined team fouls in the first half. 8-second difference between the game and the shot clock. 20 on the shot clock. Gibbs Lawhorn crosses over and looks for a teammate. Here's Tyron Jones. Jones down the lane. Fleming's got it with 10 on the shot clock. DGL, catch and shoot. Three-pointer, no good. Tyron tips the rebound, but Deuce Jones able to knife in front and grab it. Shot clock turned off. 10 to go in the half. Here come the Hawks down the floor, holding for the final shot. Deuce Jones, 15 points. He stopped at the top. Feeds a teammate on the far side with 1 second left. A drive and a lay-in that's good. Desir Hawkins able to beat the buzzer, and the score at the half, UNLV 45, St. Joe's 40. Curtis, anything but efficient in the early stages, but UNLV looked to figure some things out on both ends of the floor at the end of that half.
Yeah, UNLV was able to stretch that lead at one point.
Good stuff there, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us here on One and Done. Hope you're enjoying the game. Right now, it is 45-40 in favor of UNLV over St. Joe's. Quite an interesting matchup going on, and we hope that you hop in that live chat and chat about it with us. But, Mike, I just got to say something off the top here. You know, I have some very interesting feelings about certain rules and how I don't really care for them at all, like offensive goaltending. Williamson shouldn't have made that gesture, but a technical foul should not count as a personal foul in any level of basketball, man. Like it does. I mean, honestly, though, how many fouls we got? We have 4 starters for UNLV with 3 fouls, man. At the end of the first half, this might end up being a different looking team on the floor at the end of the game than it has been so far. But what are some takeaways you had from the first half of UNLV and St. Joseph's?
Yeah, man, we got 29 fouls. Like 29 fouls. And hey, look, we came on at the under 8, and we were saying like, man, these offenses can't get it going. And then all of a sudden, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn gets hot. Deuce Jones starts making some buckets from the St. Joe's side. So, yeah, we obviously got a 95 point total here at half. But, yeah, it hasn't looked great. Like fouling guys from behind when they have easy buckets. You know, just some of the defense in transition has been pretty bad, man. Jacob Barnaby, the UNLV forward, man, the last couple of games where he's had to step up, man, he is just fouling away. He looked really good in the Memphis game. And 10 minutes, 4 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. He's all over the place, but he cannot stop fouling. So I know, Jay, you wanted Kamani Hamilton to get it going. He definitely got it going. So, yeah, I think we're in for a fun – this should come down to the wire. Both of these teams, obviously struggling from 3, man. St. Joe's shooting 15% from 3. UNLV shooting 25% from 3. So it hasn't been pretty, man. But we got a lot of points scored because they're fouling and we're getting easy free throws, man. So, yeah, it's been an interesting half to say the least.
Doesn't get much easier than that. Just sitting at the line, if it was me back in the day, I shot better from 3 than the free throw line. Don't ask me how that's even possible. But regardless, there was a time. But yeah, man, I look at these stats and I heard the commentators, the broadcasters during the game talk about how Deuce Jones has got it going. He's 3 for 13 from the field. Okay. Yeah. He's 9 for 10 from the line. Right. And in that sense, he's being aggressive. He's getting fouled, but the ball is obviously like Deuce Jones is the guy for St. Joe's. He's played the most minutes out of everybody. He scored the most points out of everybody. He's the only person in double figures. Glover Toscano has 8, hit a couple of threes, which was they needed that because nobody else is.
I think Derek Simpson needs the ball more, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't love that Deuce Jones is trying to be this alpha in this offense. I think, Derek Simpson, he's a guy that I think can be really efficient for them. I know he's trying to set guys up. That was his role at Rutgers a few years ago. So, yeah, they've got 3 guards with a lot of skill. But I just think I want to see in the second half, I want to see Derek Simpson be a little more aggressive here. That's kind of my takeaway from watching the St. Joe's side. They're not getting anything. They're not getting anything from the front court. Like, no, at all. Like Finkley, 0 for 2 in 7 minutes. Haskins, 1 for 2 in 11 minutes. Like, it's just Ojebor's not going to give you anything offensively anyway. He's a paint-bound big that's there to rebound and block shots. Like, they are not getting anything offensively from the forwards. So definitely something to watch for. If St. Joe's can get something from those three guys, I feel like they have a legitimate shot. They're within 5, and those guys haven't done anything.
Yeah, nothing. We talked about that in the pregame show, like certain parts of teams being ahead of others in this time of the season, and it differs from team to team, right? It's not necessarily all the guards are always ahead or the big men are always ahead. It chemistry matters. Like, we saw a couple of times there. It's like, okay, if I'm going to come get involved, I'm going to come set, but you don't know I'm actually going to roll over here. It's happening in front of our eyes early on as these teams are trying to gel and come together and figure things out. And we say that as each team scored 40 in the first half, with UNLV scoring 45 and St. Joe's right there at that 40 mark. We hope you hop in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking about this game. Turn to Saturn hopped in, thanking us for streaming the game. Hey, I hope you push that button. We appreciate you for hanging out with us, and we're going to be doing a lot of this, man. We're going to be broadcasting the Mountain West Network games, maybe one a week or something, or who knows? It gets crazy around here on One and Done. We just do things sometimes just to do them, but make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you know each time we're going to go live for one of these things. And Mike and I are going to come on and chat it up, and we hope that you hop in here with us every time that we do that. Until then, Mike, we're looking at this side here. I think Fleming, for me, looking at UNLV, like, obviously the rebounds are there, but I don't know, man. Like, what does UNLV have to do here? This could turn into a depth thing in this game, right? Obviously, with as many fouls as are on the floor. And I'll be curious to see what the lineup looks like when the Rebels come out of halftime, if they go with their original starting 5, all of which have 3 personal fouls. Like, I don't, who knows, they got Al Green. He's so tired of being alone. He's so tired of sitting on the bench. He played 6 minutes and hit a 2-point shot. Al Green hopping in there, getting a couple of boards. But, I feel like he's somebody that is going to have to play some meaningful minutes in the second half, especially if Hamilton is just – that was not a good foul. His third foul was not good. It was not good. There was no way he was going to block that shot. That was not a good third foul there. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite the Rebels in the end. But
I'm here on that broadcast, man. Fleming has 3. Hamilton has 3. Banabi has 3. And then Williamson has 3 because of the tech.
Right.
So 4 of their 5 have only Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, who played all 20 minutes in this one, according to Stat Broadcast, who we'd love to use. He's definitely going to be on the floor for another 20 minutes. So
he's not coming off the floor.
So the difference, though, with UNLV is that Josh Pastner has done a great job assembling talent. Dre Gibbs Lawhorn comes in from Illinois. You've got Nas Cunningham, who comes off the bench, who was a highly recruited player that couldn't play at Alabama because of how much depth they had last year. You've got Kamani Hamilton, who we know from High Point has been a mid-major stud. So they've got, and this Tyron Jones kid, man, he looks like $1 million. Like, he's one of those guys where, unfortunately, probably going to see his name in the portal because there are some Power 5 teams looking at this kid and they're like, man, he's going to be a special player here in a few years. So I feel like that's kind of the biggest difference. That's not to say St. Joe's doesn't have P5 guys, obviously, which is why I expect Derek Simpson from Rutgers a couple of years ago to Jaden Glover came in from St. John's. So there's obviously a reason why both of these teams are top 150-ish in Ken Palm. UNLV being closer to the top 100. I think UNLV has more depth, Jay. So if we're playing the foul game, right, it's 15-14, I think UNLV can withstand it a little bit more because you have more depth and more proven guys. If you look at it, they have Green's got 2, Cunningham 3, but he's 0 for 4 from the field. Jones comes in, he's only 1 for 4 from the field. He's got 5 points. You look on the St. Joe's side, man. You're like, where is any scoring outside of Williford coming off the bench? There's just not any that they can find. So if this game comes down to fouls in the second half, UNLV is probably going to I don't want to say run away with this one. They're probably going to walk away with this one as the fouls continue to accumulate. You know what I mean? Like, they can't run away because you got to be able to make some shots, right? Like, but if the fouls keep racking up, man, like UNLV is in a much better situation with guys like Cunningham, Jones coming off the bench, man, and then Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn he was the best player in that half. 20 minutes, 15 points, 4 boards, 3 for 7 from 3, 2 assists, which I want to see him become more of a playmaker. Whereas Kamani Hamilton's trying to be more of that guy. He's got 4 turnovers in the first half. So he's used to that type of role because he was in that role last year at High Point. But I want to see this offense go through Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn in the second half for UNLV.
We'll see if anything switches up there. Obviously, a couple of early fouls can change what this game looks like instantly. But like you said, UNLV probably feels better about their depth than St. Joe's. But I have a feeling we're gonna see both tested before this one is all said and done. I wish you guys also would have told me when we came back that I hadn't put my telephone book underneath myself to center myself into my camera shot. But here we go. Got that fixed up now. And now you can see my whole pretty mug here, along with everything else here.
I didn't know if you lost a few inches over the over the
Yeah,
stream.
no, I was just really just like not wanting to hang out. I guess I was bummed. No,
low riding.
Yeah, we got it in. I was singing Al Green, and I thought maybe that just those tunes, those words were so powerful they moved the camera or something a little bit. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey, Darren, appreciate that. Oh, the old school TNT launch. Yeah. Just like everything here on One and Done, we've been doing this for so long, and we've been trying so many new things, and this is just one new thing that we're adding to the plate here, and we hope that you're enjoying it. We hope that you hop on for this ride. We're doing simulcast. We are doing DFS shows. We're doing news and notes. We put we do put stuff on our Twitter at One and Done CBB over there, including Core Fours, some bets sometimes, and we just had turned to Saturn actually asking for some betting stuff here. This is obviously this is so with as many fouls, this is a tricky one here.
Yeah.
5 point lead here at halftime. But no, man, I mean, what do you think, Mike? Is that something that you'd be even interested in entertaining at this point?
Yeah, I mean, 10.5. I don't know that we're gonna get there. I just it's so much meat left on the bone for St. Joe's. Like, are they really gonna shoot 30% again? I mean, I guess they could because their effective field goal percentage on the year is pretty poor. I don't think they're gonna. That's my only hesitation. Now, we talked about the fouls. We don't know. I mean, when you're gambling, putting money on the line, you can't count fouls, man. So that's the thing. I talked about if they were gonna walk away with it. It was gonna be because of fouls. I just feel like they're due for a little bit of positive regression, and they had some bonehead plays in the first half, man.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. 10.5 is going to be kind of tough. I think this is going to come down to the last 4 minutes, though. So kind of my take, but it's not like both teams are like that.
you talked about the shooting. St. Joe's entered the game shooting 26% from 3, and they are not helping themselves overall as they are shooting 2 for 13 tonight. Again, is UNLV forcing them into some bad decisions? Are they just not getting the best shot? We look again, 10 or 11 made field goals and 10 assists. So it feels like there's some, just on the surface and what we've seen, they're getting the ball to the right place quite often. And these shots just are not falling at all, man. So
I think UNLV's content with letting them shoot threes because they're not going to make them. So if they make a few, okay, just pack the paint, make them shoot threes until they start making. So until a couple of guys start stretching the floor, they've got one guy that's hit a 3 in this game. He's 2 for 6, Glover. So pack the paint. Why would you not continue doing that until another guy shows that he can definitely do that for you, man. So yeah, that's going to be another key to watch. And that was the key. One of our keys to the game is can St. Joe's make anything from outside?
Anything.
And it's just not happening for him, man. Just not happening for him.
UNLV out rebounding St. Joe's 33-22 as well. UNLV with 10 turnovers. That's something they're going to want to clean up. Again, it's not that St. Joe's is being sloppy with the ball. Only 5 turnovers. They're not making any shots. Like, they're just not. And 15% from 3, your opponent is going to be happy to just sit there and let you chunk them up all night long. Turn to Saturn hopping in there saying 2 for 13 and 3 is crazy. It is, but unfortunately, like, it just feels like that's sort of their MO at this point. Yeah, like that's their MO. Until we see otherwise, like we're just going to assume that St. Joe's is just going to chunk up a lot of threes. And they're only down 5. UNLV's largest lead was 7. St. Joe's is only down 5 points right now at halftime. Obviously, I feel like the fouls are going to play and be a huge factor for UNLV in the second half. Can St. Joe's take advantage while some of those guys are not on the floor? Because you see, in terms of minutes played, like UNLV starters were out there. Well, I mean, Gibbs Lauren played the whole thing. Fleming had played 18 minutes, but Barnaby and Hamilton barely played half to half. Easy for me to say there. Jones and Cunningham off the bench ended up playing 12 and 11 minutes respectively. We're going to have to see more out of them off of the bench, I feel like, if UNLV is going to hold this up, because I do think St. John's will hit a shot eventually. Question mark? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But right now it's 45-40 in favor of UNLV. Before we get back to the feed, Mike, going to run around the land of college hoops here real quick. Texas Tech with a 1-point win at home over Wake Forest, 84-83, barely squeaking that one out in Lubbock. Houston taking care of Ryder, doubling them up 91-45. St. John's, the Johnnies over Bucknell, 97-49. Tennessee, ranked number 20 in the land, 89-60 over Tennessee State. And Mike, Memphis losing another one here, but this time to a much more formidable opponent in Purdue. Purdue getting the 80-71 victory.
Yeah, they did, and I was watching that show, that game, and it was coming down to the stretch. So. Looks like Purdue able to pull it down as we're back, ready for some live action. And
from
St. Joe's.
First of all, I want to apologize to Wake Forest because they're not in. Actually, they should be apologizing to me because they're not in Lubbock. Okay, Wake Forest is not even in Lubbock, even anywhere close to Lubbock. They're in the Bahamas, which. If you've ever been to Lubbock, you will know why I'm being so much. Anyways.
Mark Marco's asking who's going to cover. Well, if you're looking for the 10.5, like I said, we laid out some reasons why we think that St. Joe's is going to keep it close. We think there's a little bit of positive shooting regression that we think is going to happen here. But if fouls come into play, UNLV definitely deeper. We'll see what Deuce Jones does in the second half. We'll see if Derek Simpson can kind of get it going a little bit more offensively for the Hawks here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As we get you right back to the game right now, it is, we just got another made bucket right there from deep, and it's St. Joe's hitting a 3, of course, right on cue from deep. So that might be a good sign for them. We'll see. Currently 47-45 in favor of the Runnin Rebels, and we're going to send you out to the game. We'll be back, as you can see right there on the ticker there on the side of the screen. Mike and I are going to join you for the under 12 timeout here. We're going to hop back in at the under 4 and then come back again on postgame. So enjoy the broadcast, and we'll see you at the under 12 timeout.
Players era. Rebels playing at MGM Garden Arena, 9 o'clock Pacific on both Monday and Tuesday against Maryland and top 10 Alabama before a third game to be determined. What's really becoming the biggest multi-team event in the fall season. Now Fleming. Stops in front of the line and feeds to Hamilton. 3-pointer for Kamani. He's got it. Hamilton's first 3-point shot is a make, and he's got 9. And a long errant pass out of bounds. And the Rebels trying to generate some momentum here to start the half.
A little confusion there between Deuce Jones and Haskins. Deuce Jones is doing what the point guard's supposed to do, be able to early the ball up, get the outlet, and throw it up the wing to be able to get some guys to attack and get the defense to shift. But you can't throw that ball if Desar Haskins is not looking at you. So, I mean, one or two things. You have to hit him in the back of the head, or you throw it by him, and it was the latter. He threw it right past him out of bounds.
Hawks have turned the ball over 6 times. Jones guilty of 4 of them. He does a lot of the ball handling, though. Fleming running all the way to the rack, and he's fouled on the way in. That would have been an incredible finish for the 6'5 redshirt senior, originally from Louisville, Kentucky. Fresh off of his 6th career double-double in the win against Memphis. 12 rebounds in 39 minutes, along with those 25 points as he draws the third foul from the big man, Justice Azaba of St. Joe's.
And a much better play there by Howie Fleming in terms of being able to slow down and catch the ball, triple threat, jab step, reject the ball screen, and do like he did on Sunday. Off 2 feet, strong, create contact, not able to finish, but gets to the free throw line.
He's 2 for 4 from the charity line tonight. Don't look now, but 9 points and 7 rebounds. He is hot on the trail for another double-double.
Double alert. Howie Fleming's in the building.
That was the Rebels' first double-double of the year as a team against Memphis. And he's 2 points and 3 boards away from another. Kamani Hamilton with 9 points and 7 rebounds also. Fleming's got 9 and 7 too. And the Rebel lead is back to 7. Derek Simpson into the front court. 8 points, 3 rebounds for the guard. It's Glover Toscano, who again has all 3 of the 3-pointers for St. Joe's. He's got it, driving down the right side, goes up and around Hamilton, who's called for the foul. Kamani did everything in his power there to stay away, but he picks up another one. That's going to be the 4th foul with just under 18 minutes to play on Kamani Hamilton. We saw him foul out of the first game. We saw him finish the second game against Chattanooga with 4 fouls. And did someone just get teed up? The official at midcourt just kind of signaled a technical and pointed upwards.
He's fouled out. Oh my God.
They called another one on Kamani Hamilton.
You get a technical, that's a foul.
And he's done. That's number 5. I mean, it had to have been something said. There's some magic words that'll get you a tee no matter what. But, I mean, obviously, Kamani Hamilton upset. And you get a look at the foul. Didn't look like a ton of contact. Might have clipped him on the way by.
Yeah, that's a foul right there.
Got him on the arm.
It's clearly a foul.
But then something happened. Something was said by Hamilton after the fact that led to the technical, which is the second of the game against the Rebels, and his 5th foul.
That's what it's. I don't get it, man. I don't know. And I'm not the smartest dude. I'm not the brightest bulb in the box, the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not any of those things that you want to throw out there. But I know better than to argue a foul because referees never change their calls. They may change if it was out of bounds if they can go look at it or they get confirmation from their teammate. But they're never going to change a foul call. So I don't even know why you're going to argue it because, again, when you picked up your 4th, now you argue it. And if he's had a bad day, or his wife's mad at him, or they had travel delays coming out,
plenty of those.
Dinner reservation, whatever it is, you're picking up that foul. Now you're done for the night with 17:44 left, and you're the Rebels' best kind of all-around player.
And so it was 2 technical foul free throws for Deuce Jones. He makes them both. And because the foul was on the shot of Glover Toscano, he's going to take a pair of free throws with the second one on the way. And Jones with another free throw make. They are 19 of 23 from the line, and the free throws certainly keeping them in this game. So Hamilton out with 9.7 rebounds. It'll be up to Walter Brown to come in and try to give the Rebels a shot in the arm on both sides of the floor. Williamson around a screen from Benarby. Down the right side of the lane. Williamson can't get the layup to fall, but JB with the rebound. Fresh shot clock as Williamson goes to the far corner. And it'll go one-on-one against Jones, but a foul away from the ball. Jaden Smith into the body of Jacob Benarby. And the sophomore forward wearing number 10 picks up the foul. Little 10-on-10 action there, as that's the second foul on Smith today. Benarby wearing 10 also. 20 out of 24 free throws made for St. Joe's. Rebels 16 out of 23 in their own right. They mounted over the top to Tyron Jones, looking for Williamson as he hands it off. Freshman guard around the corner, down the lane, fadeaway 2-point shot off the mark. Benarby tips it up twice. Brown with another tip into the awaiting arms of Tyron Jones. 5 on the shot clock as he spins. Layup through contact, no good. But a foul on the shot is going to send Tyron Jones to the free throw line. He's already 3 of 5 from the stripe in this one.
Somehow, some way, that kid ends up with the basketball in his hands. He's always in the vicinity of it. He figures out a way to pick it up off the rim, off the deck, whatever the case may be. But yet again, Tyron Jones making winning plays, get a chance to get back to the free throw line. 3rd foul of the game, the 3rd on Desir Haskins. It's also the 3rd of the half for the St. Joe's Hawks. Jones at the free throw line, nowhere close on that one. Rebels coming into this one shooting 73% as a team, dipping under 70% with that miss there. And in the early part of the season, you can tell typically who worked on the free throw shooting a lot in the summer. Yeah.
And you know, with your Lon Kruger coaching you through college, that was something you worked on.
You better work on your free throws.
Morning, noon, and night.
I don't care if it's in season, out of season, midnight, fourth meal, that Taco Bell, I don't care what the case may be.
Lon would still outshoot you guys, even today.
Yeah, he would.
Both free throws no good from Tyron, and the lead is still 3 with under 17 minutes to play. Driving on the left side of the lane. Up and underneath. Smith able to drop it in with the right hand. He's got 3 points on his first field goal make it. It's a 1-point game. St. Joe's all of a sudden on a 6-0 run. Tyron Jones able to keep that one in bounds and feed Fleming. He gets it back right now. Jones on the low block. Spinning to the basket. A foul on the floor. Going to be number 4 on St. Jones in the half. And another one drawn by Tyron Jones. One of those guys who isn't the biggest or most physical on paper at 6'9", only 190 pounds. But he finds a way to initiate contact. And as you see there, drawing the 3rd foul from Jaden Smith.
Yeah, that's a situation where we talked about Tyron Jones going to continue to grow into his body. Great shoulders on him. The kid's going to continue to fill out. But that's why when you go to college, you get put on a meal prep plan by nutritionist and dietitian Zoe Harden for the men's basketball team. And then you spend a lot of time in the weight room with John Wall. Not Dougie John Wall from Kentucky or the Wizards. We're talking about John Wall, the strength and conditioning coach for the UNLV men's basketball team.
Real John Wall.
Yeah.
Tyron Jones over the top and drops it in to extend the lead back to 3. Nothing going in the far side corner, so the Hawks got to reset it upstairs. 10 on the shot clock. Driving right side is Finkley. Finkley redirected by Tyron Jones. He heard us talking about him. And Williamson into the front court. Swatted off the backboard.
Heck of a block there.
He gets up in a heap on the baseline as Howie Fleming takes the screen. Into the paint. Feeds Jones. Bumps the body. Makes the layup. And draws the foul. Tyron Jones with the and one upcoming.
You talk about Tyron Jones. We talked about the energy of Dre Gibbs Longhorn. Tyron Jones is the same type of player. When things happen positively, he gets a block, gets the outlet, and then is able to sneak behind the defense, finish at the rim. The Rebels are up 5 with 15:54 left.
Every idea you love began as nothing. Just a flicker on a screen, asking a simple question. What do you see?
Let's see. String cheese. Ooh, soda.
Surprise! You have a brother.
Hi. Whoa. Why didn't you tell me before?
Well, we just got him.
For opening a new account at America First Credit Union.
Which, surprise number 2, you're moving out and living at America First.
Huh? Get your money working. For a limited time, new members get a cash bonus when they open a checking account.
In the heart of downtown Las Vegas, a sports oasis awaits. Stadium Swim, the ultimate outdoor amphitheater, built for the ultimate sports fan, with a colossal screen that brings the game closer than ever. Reserve a daybed, private cabana, or lounge in the center of it all. 6 pools to dive into as the game heats up. And the best part, there's never an off season. Open 365 days a year. Stadium Swim, it's always spectator season.
There we go. That's the best view in the house, along with the former runner-up Curtis Terry. Matt Everett here courtside, right between Gucci Row at the Thomas and Mack Center. Curtis, the Runnin' Rebels holding on to a 5-point lead. They've enjoyed since the half, and coming out of the first media timeout of the second half, it's been status quo here to start second half.
And obviously it was unfortunate with the Kamani Hamilton picking up the personal foul, picking up the technical, fouling out with 17:44 left. But since then, it's been a lot of Tyron Jones on the defensive end, getting a block, starting a break, finishing, getting to the free throw line. When you talk about being infectious, whether it's diving on the floor, whether it's taking a charge, whether it's knocking down a shot, seeing the ball go through the hoop, doing something positive, having that energy. And the Rebels, they've got 2 fire starters. If you're in the middle of nowhere or in the desert and you don't got any light or a source of heat, you make sure you find Tyron Jones, you find Dre Gibbs Longhorn. You don't need any matches. You don't need any kindling. They are the ones that are to get this place going and get this place hot.
Tyron Jones trying to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play on the and one free throw. Fouled by Smith on the way up. Can't get the foul shot to drop. And rebounded by Derek Simpson in the near side corner. St. Joe's already with 5 team fouls in the second half. UNLV shooting 25 free throws thus far, and we would expect that trend to continue. It's a 5-point lead as Jones turns the corner. And a turnover. Offensive foul gives it back to UNLV. Despite the fact that he's put up 17 points, Curtis, 11 of them have come from the foul line. They've limited him to just 3 of 13 from the floor.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it from one standpoint, I mean, you're doing your job, right? When you say, well, coach, he was 3 of 13. We're not letting him get to the basket. We're forcing him to take tough shots. We're contesting him. Yeah, that's great. He still has his average, but he's gotten that by getting to the free throw line. 11 of 12, shot 12 free throws by himself, half of the team's free throws.
Howie Fleming stops in the paint, spins around, right elbow two, rejected by the front of the rim as Bernardi gets tied up on the floor. It'll be St. Joe's basketball, and the foul going against Walter Brown. Brown picks up the loose ball foul, his first, and number 3 of the half on UNLV. And we'll see, likely you would expect more of Walter Brown the rest of the way with Kamani Hamilton fouled out, 9 points and 7 boards.
I mean, your bigs are non-existent right now. You got no Lodge DeBelle, no Manuel Steffens. We haven't had him all season. I mean, you've got to go to Walter Brown right now. That's the only guy that's going to give you some size. I mean, the only other guy on the bench, Nas Cunningham and Mason Abitan, he's been suited up the last 2 games, but hasn't played yet this season.
Brown in one-on-one defense. Jones steps in the passing lane and knocks it away on a chest pass intended for Desir Haskins. I think despite the fact that Jones just oozes athleticism and star power, I think his best attribute so far is his ability to step in front of the passing lanes on defense thus far.
And it doesn't take much. If he just opens up those wings, like he's going to take off on the runway, just stick him out there. He's bound to make something good happen. It's typically a deflection.
Just a flick of the wrist as Howie Fleming goes to the bench. Long pull-up 3 from Simpson, and he buries it. What a shot to cut it to a 2-point game.
And you mentioned flick of the wrist. Derek Simpson pulls up and knocks down that shot over Isaac Williamson, cuts it to 2. But again, the Rebels are in a spot where they've got to be able to generate offense without Kamani Hamilton.
Williamson all the way to the baseline, and he can't get the layup to fall, but as he goes back to the stanchion, he was fouled big time with 14:40 to play. Isaac Williamson, 2 for 2 from the foul line earlier in the game. Just 4 points coming off of that career-best 25-point shooting performance where he made 6 3-pointers, and he draws the second foul from Williford and the 6th of the half already for the visitors.
When you talk about a guy like that for a freshman, and we saw him, he didn't play the first 2 games. He comes out against Montana, brings great energy off the bench, and you could tell right away he wasn't backing down from Money Williams, the Big Sky player, preseason player of the year. He went nose to nose with him the whole game. He had 11 points in that ball game, and then you see him get that start at Memphis. And I think on the road in that environment against a well-coached Penny Hardaway team, against Doug McDaniel, who's again an all-conference caliber player for the Tigers, but to come out there and have 25 points, 5 steals, knock down 6 of 10. I mean, talk about a coming out party. But for me, it's about how do you respond? Now that you've shown it, you can do it. You've set the bar. Now how do you bounce back and do it again night after night?
No fear in Williamson's eyes as he drains the pair of free throws to get the lead back to 4. And here's Williford driving on Brown. He stymies him. So the reset back to Simpson. Another 3 and another make. No space whatsoever, but Simpson's got 14 points and 2 3-point makes. Brown tries it on the other end, and he finds Bernardi. Goes back to the basket, spins up and underneath. Kisses it off the front of the rim, but Williford able to box him out of the board. St. Joe's has not led in the game since it was 17-15. They trail by 1 here, and they lead it now on the easy lay-in from Simpson. And Josh Pastner calls it timeout. He is furious with the defensive effort there. Simpson, with 14 points, gives St. Joe's the lead. The Hawks on top with 13:55 left.
Credit Union One offers everything you need to get the most out of your accounts every day. With digital banking, you can pay bills online, set up personalized budgeting tools, easily transfer money between accounts, and more. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days sooner when you set up direct deposit. Get started at cu1.com.
Old Trapper Beefs. One-upping.
I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor. Savory beef. Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Credit Union One Free Checking has everything you need to bank on the go. Make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU1 Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunion1.org.
Hello, Las Vegas. Tony Smith here, General Manager at Findlay Kia. The 2025 Kia K4 is a stylish sedan under $30,000 with impressive features, like an available turbocharged engine, advanced driver's assistance systems, and wireless phone charger. Come see our great in-stock selection and take advantage of low 2.9% APR financing for 48 months. Finley Kia, this is Kia Central on Sahara, just west of Decatur.
There's the St. Joe's Hawk as the visitors lead UNLV 59-58 here on the Mountain West Network and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network, along with the former Runnin Rebel guard Curtis Terry. Matt Everett with you here from the Thomas and Mack Center. St. Joe's utilizing 10 second-half points from Derek Simpson en route to their first lead since early on. And so far, Curtis, the Hawks lead 19-13 since coming out of the halftime break.
And right now, we saw some energy provided there by Tyron Jones, getting a block, getting to the free throw line, getting a basket in traffic. But my concern was, again, when Kamani Hamilton goes down, as great as Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn has played, he's not a guy that you're going to necessarily run a play for or a set for or want to ISO every possession in the course of the ballgame. With no Kamani Hamilton, nobody else really having it going offensively, how do you generate points? From my perspective, you've got to get stops, got to get deflections, get out in transition. But you can't do that unless you get those stops. And right now, Jared Simpson's been able to go crazy. He's scored the last 8 straight points for St. Joe's.
Gibbs-Lawhorn breaks up that stretch with an easy lay and made up some space with the jump stop. Got the defense out of position. Back and forth we go as UNLV leads at 60-59. That's the second lead change. Make it the third lead change. Game's been tied 5 different times. But Army picks it off. Here come the Rebels into the other end of the floor. Howie Fleming, right side. He lays it in, and the foul. Fleming with 11 points, a chance to make it 12. He's got 8 rebounds and 6 assists. He is in not only double-double territory, Curtis, but triple-double territory.
Triple-double alert. Howie Fleming's in the building, but this is what you get from Howie Fleming. And we saw this all first half in Memphis. When he gets out in transition or in the half court, if he gets his shoulders and he hips past you, he is too strong and too skilled to be able to stop him when he gets going. And again, he takes that contact, takes the bump, and able to finish high off the glass, get a chance for another one at the free throw line.
And he ran it right at the chest of Simpson, who picks up his 3rd foul. That's number 7 as well for St. Joe's. Rebels in the bonus at least for the rest of the way. Number 3 completes the 3-point play the old-fashioned way, and it's now a 4-point Rebel advantage. Howie picking up Simpson at half floor. Over to Toscano now on the near side, guarded by Brown. Back up to Deuce Jones the second, 17 points on 11 free throw makes for number 2. We'll get it back from Glover Toscano. The baseline, comes back out, fires for 3, and buries it. 20 points for Jones, second time this year he's eclipsed that mark. It's a 1-point game again. The Hawks not going away quietly here on a Thursday night in Vegas. The Kiwi Brown feeds Jacob Benarby. No 3-point attempts on the career, so he gives it off to DGL. Lawhorn picks up the dribble. High bounce pass to the chin of Benarby. He turns and lays that thing in. A little rip through the lane, and JB's got 6 points. 6 rebounds as well for number 10. 3 assists. That's 9 dimes dropped in his last game and a half. 65-62 with just over 12 to play. Over to Toscano with 13 points on 4 of 9 shooting. Stops and pops. Can't get that one to drop, though. But Deuce Jones there on the rebound. Simpson elevating for 3. Not enough on it. And Jones behind the back into the front court. He throws a shoulder into a defender. Makes the layup and draws the foul. Unbelievable from Tyron Jones.
And I'm over here moaning and groaning, thinking he dropped that shoulder, going to pick up the charge. But you see again that skill set of Tyron Jones behind the back in transition at 6'9", takes the contact, creates the contact, finishes, and gets a chance to go to the free throw line to earn 1 more. This is the ability and the skill set of this young man. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, he is still just a true freshman. So much room and so much growth for this young man.
Tyron Jones to the line for 1. 11 points, 5 boards for the true freshman out of Vegas. Can't make the free throw, but Benarby soaring to the board. Left hand lay, and good! The development happening before our eyes for Jacob Benarby.
It's night and day, too, because in the past, or even earlier this season, Jacob Benarby would have caught that ball in panic, tried to kick it out or turned it over, but he took his time, reverse pivoted, and finished with that left hand.
He's got a left hand now, as that ball knocked around. Rising on the shot and drawing the foul. St. Joe's going to head to the line. Howie Fleming tied up, and he picks up foul number 4 with 11:45 to go. St. Joe's not going to make this one easy for the Scarlet and Gray. It's a 7-point game as Josh Pastner meets with the team in the huddle. 11:45 to play here from the Thomas and Mack Center.
Old Trapper Beefs. One upping.
11:45 left. We've reached the under 12 timeout. UNLV up 69-62. And what do you know? St. Joe's figured out how to shoot the basketball. 4 for 4 from deep in the second half. 4 for 5 now, actually. Excuse me. But still got hot early on in this half. But they still find themselves down 7. Mike Hamilton picking up that foul and a quick tech to get sent off. But either way, UNLV doesn't look like they've missed a beat. And this has turned into just an up and down shootout, it feels like.
Yeah, this is kind of what we talked about at halftime. So I'll start with the UNLV thing with Kamani Hamilton getting tossed, fouling out because in college, right, we give a personal foul for technical. So he was gone within a couple of minutes. And, we talked about UNLV's depth, man. Like, Barnaby looking really good. He's not fouling. He's got 4 points, 4 boards, and an assist to start this half. This Tyron Jones kid, he just looks amazing. 6 points on that breakaway behind the back. Could have been a charge dunk right there. So, they just have a lot more options to go to. The St. Joe's front court, still nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Haskins, 7 minutes, 1 assist and a foul and a turnover. Ojibwa, he's not going to score, but he's 0 for 1. Binkley, 0 for 1. He's only played 2 minutes. They need him to get going badly. And thankfully, Derek Simpson has gotten it going. I know he missed that last 3 before we went to break there, but he's 4 for 5, 2 for 3 for 3. He's got an assist, 3 boards. He's doing it all for them, man. So, it's a 7-point game. It looked like, St. Joseph's was going to hang in there. But they got 8 fouls already, Jay. So UNLV shooting free throws from 1-1 at least for the next couple until the rest of the game here.
Yeah, and that just is the theme of the game. A lot of free throws, and this total is going to get up there, and it's been fun to watch so far. St. Joe's actually came back, and there were some lead changes, and the game was tied. And UNLV then goes on a nice little run again to pull out ahead. They are winning 69-62. Simpson did score 8 straight for St. Joe's at one point. He's sort of, figured it out. And he's going to have to do a little bit more if St. Joe's wants to find a way to come out ahead in this one. All right, Mike, we're going to toss it back to the feed here. We're going to come back at the under 4 timeout. So make sure you hang around with us the whole time. Enjoy this game, and we'll see you at the under 4.
About every category. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 fouls. Tots for everyone as Gibb Lawhorn knocks it away. Here comes Tyron, who's stripped. Brown going to slow this one up like the veteran he is. Gives Lawhorn down the near sideline. And Arby sets him a solid screen. Gives Lawhorn from the paint. Fouled on the shot. Agent 0 to the line for a pair. He has yet to attempt a free throw tonight. An efficient night from the floor. 17 points on 7 of 11 shooting.
Yeah, great night here by Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. Obviously, last game, his scoring wasn't needed. He played a great defensive game, as Coach mentioned last night in the coach's show. A lot of great backdoor cuts, opened up some of that offense, but did foul out. So tonight, with Isaac Williamson, Kamani Hamilton, and Howie Fleming in foul trouble, for him to be able to come back, have 17 points, 7-11 from the field, but to bring that energy and bring that spark, it was much needed for the Rebels so far through this game, and it's definitely going to be needed for the rest of the way.
This is the front end of the foul shots. He had been 14 out of 16 from the foul line before. Started a pair of games last year at Illinois, spent 2 seasons in Champaign. Career high 26 points earlier this season. Second one's good, and the lead is 8, matching the largest advantage for the Rebels tonight. 7-0 run for UNLV in just over a minute. And Eric Simpson into the front court with 16 points. He'll give to Smith. The big man puts it right on back to number 0. Over Toscano to Jones. We're 12 on the shot clock. Jones gets around a screen, throws up a shot, and draws the foul. Now that's just a heads-up play by the veteran Deuce Jones to draw that foul. I just threw a shoulder into the defender and then stepped back as we get a look here.
Yeah, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn does what he's supposed to do in terms of trying to jump over that screen.
Are they going to look at this one on the monitor?
They are. Bad idea.
So, in this instance, Curtis, they're looking, you would expect for some contact above the shoulder, right?
I don't. Did he challenge it, or are they just going to review it?
It looks like they're just reviewing it.
Oh. I mean, he grabbed him. He definitely grabbed him on his right arm, on his right shoulder.
Yeah.
He tried to beat him over the screen, which Drake gives Lawhorn. He did. He beat the opponent over the screen, got that top leg over the screen, but then while doing so, he grabbed his right shoulder.
That's what they're looking at, is if it's a 2 or a 3-pointer right behind the line. Yeah, that should be a quick review. And
easy does it.
Looks like it will be, and the officials signal 3. So 3 foul shots upcoming for Deuce Jones, the second, wearing number 2.
Deuce Jones.
A-10 Rookie of the Year last year at LaSalle. We talked about how sacrilege it feels for a guy not only to transfer in conference A-10 to A-10, but from one Philly school to another, the Big 5, really now a Big 6, including Lafayette, Drexel, St. Joe's, Penn. I mean, that Philadelphia basketball scene, really underrated. One of the more robust basketball cities in the country.
Yeah, a lot of good ball players coming out of there. And especially, I mean, with so many colleges right there, like talk about that Big 5. There's a lot of good opportunities and places to go, which is unlike most areas, right? I mean, you don't talk about that many high-level Division I basketball programs, but they definitely have that in Philly.
Geographical advantage in that regard. If you want to stay in-state and you're from Vegas, you got really 2 options. One of them the right choice.
You only have one option, according to me.
Second shot out of 3 is good for Jones. That breaks up a 7-0 run over 87 seconds for the Scarlet and Gray. Scarlet and Gray also playing on the gridiron tomorrow night. I don't know. You'll be in the house at Allegiant Stadium. UNLV against Hawaii. And Jones misses the back end of it as well. Loses the handle into his own bench. He goes, and it's Rebel basketball. But on a Friday night, where else would you be but Allegiant Stadium tomorrow in the Battle of the Ninth Island?
Ninth Island Showdown. It's going to go down at Allegiant Stadium. The final home game for the UNLV football team.
Senior day.
Obviously, Coach Mullen's going to send off those seniors in his first season. But a lot on the line. The last 2 weeks, there's a 4-way tie right now in first place for the conference. 7 teams still have a chance at the regular season championship to be able to get that conference championship game. A lot on the line starting tomorrow night.
Walter Brown able to save that one after Gibbs Lawhorn had it knocked away. And that makes the lead 9, the largest advantage of the game for UNLV. 72-63, and they've got a chance to run away with a couple of stops in succession. Simpson steps back and goes back and forth with Haskins. Little mismatch here is Haskins wide open from the corner, buries a 3. So long to that 9-point advantage. It's now a 6-point game with 10.5 to go.
And you talk about a St. Joe's team that doesn't shoot the ball well from 3 by any means on the course of the season.
Brown knifes through the defense, takes advantage of the zone, and makes the lay-in. He's got 5 points.
Only 25% on the season for St. Joe's here, but tonight 36% made, 7 threes already. The Rebels got to make sure they do a continued job of trying to contest these shots.
At the 10-minute mark, it is 74-66 UNLV. Jones fires into the baseline, out of bounds on St. Joe's. UNLV back in possession with 10:01 left. Monty Hamilton fouled out with 5 fouls, 9 points as well. Howie Fleming, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. However, 4 fouls. Has him on the bench as of right now. Gibbs Lawhorn with the team high, I should say, 18 points into the corner. He crosses over, gets around a screen, elevates. Can't get the runner to fall. Brown tried the rebound, but he was pulled straight down by Desir Haskins. That'll be number 4 on Haskins, and into the double bonus go the Rebels.
And I don't think you could go wrong as you see Drake Gibbs Lawhorn get to the baseline here, misses this little pop-up floater. But you see Walter Brown, again, just finds a way, makes winning plays. And I think you couldn't go wrong with, like, who do you want to pick to start your team with, or what's, like, one guy you got to have on your team. I mean, you can go Tyron Brown, or Tyron Jones. You can go to Isaac Williamson, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, Kamani Hamilton, obviously. For me, I like Walter Brown because that play right there, he's a guy, he doesn't need the ball. He's going to snake his way in there to get inside position. If he doesn't get fouled, he's going to score and put back that basket. But a guy that makes winning plays, he doesn't need to have the ball in his hands, but he's always going to bring something positive, and he's going to defend and bust his butt.
So they're taking a look at Jacob Benarbi in the corner. He had a tooth chipped earlier in the year in the scrimmage at Washington. Got some dental repairs done, and it looked like they were wiping off some blood from his mouth there. The foul was given to Austin Williford. Williford's 3rd. Still, the 10th of the half for the Hawks sends Walter Brown to the line for repair. And the Kiwi out of Christchurch, New Zealand makes the first.
And it's still early on the year. Obviously, this is only game 5 for the Runnin Rebels. But if you had to pick an early season MVP, for me, it's a co-MVP. It's Kalani Akana, the athletic trainer. and Emily Meyer, I mean, the director of sports science for UNLV men's basketball, in terms of they've been able to, as many injuries that they've had, they've been able to not only keep these guys on track, but get them back, or if they come out again, get them back on the floor. So I think right now, the fact that they've had this much success in terms of guys being healthy and being available, it comes down to those two people primarily.
10-point lead, the largest of the night, as Brown sticks the hand up after being called for the foul. He knew it right away, but you don't want to give too much of an open lane to Jaden Glover Toscano, beg your pardon. And that's just the 6th of the half. No foul shots, but every foul the rest of the way is going to have at least one. And the replay they just showed on the in-house feed, Brown definitely got him. Immediately said, yep, that was kind of not on purpose, but he didn't want to give him the lane.
There's no point to argue that. Like we said, they're not going to change the call.
Baseline out of bounds play as Simpson looks for a man. He feeds it over the top to Justin Ajabar. Gets it right back. Simpson wearing 0. Goes around the screen, guarded by Williamson. Now it's Glover Toscano taking another screen from Ajabar. He tries to step on the gas, but is stopped. He feeds Jones. Jones with a pump fake. Up top, Glover Toscano tray. Buries it. Another one. He is 4 out of 8 from distance, and St. Joe's sticking around.
And I can't even be mad at that close out there by Isaac Williamson. I mean, on the season, Glover Toscano is only shooting 23%, obviously 4 of 8 tonight. And that other pass would have been to Derek Simpson shooting 31%.
No foul there as Brown guards on Glover Toscano, and a foul on the layup. Now, no argument from Walter on the last one. This one he certainly disagrees with.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think Walter did a great job of getting back, getting squared up, not making contact, but going straight up, and he blocked the shot. So I don't know.
Picks up his 3rd foul.
I might need to change my contacts, though, so that could be me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we all got to go to the eye doctor this time of year. Too many bright lights with the F1 race going Saturday.
A lot of neon out there, baby.
Glad that everybody that made it out tonight got around that absolutely insane traffic.
It's only going to get worse, too, the rest of the weekend.
Can't wait. Coming out to Allegiant Stadium tomorrow, can beat the traffic. 7:30 kickoff for UNLV against Hawaii. UNLVtickets.com.
Make sure you use your arterial routes, too. Do not try to use the freeway.
No, sir.
Stay away from the strip.
Ajabar saves it in bounds. He hammers it down on Tyron Jones. Literal 2-hand jam on his head. And St. Joe's on a 6-0 run has made it a 4-point game. Jones on the other end. Dribbles twice and hands to Williamson. Left-hand dribble down the lane. Throws a defender down. Can't make the lane. Oh, what a jam! Follow up from Tyron. Oh, what a dunk. He picks up his teammate afterwards. Williamson slow to get up. Oh, my goodness. Take a look.
I mean, you not only better block out, but you better block out Tyron Jones, because if you don't, you're letting a bird get a clear takeoff on a runway.
Tyron Jones with 13 points and 6 rebounds. He is 1 point shy of his season and career high. 78-72 with 8.5 to play. Simpson back and forth, gets it back from Glover Toscano. Williamson guards him 30 feet from the bucket. Former Harvard Crimson big man Ajabar hands to Glover Toscano. A contested 3, and he buries it.
He is cooking tonight.
Oh, my word. 20 points on 5 of 8 shooting from 3. That was a heat check, too. I don't think any of the makes have touched the rim either. 3.1 possession game. Jones all the way to the basket by himself. Gets a couple of defenders off the feet. Can't get the layup to fall as Simpson spins around Williamson. He takes it all the way to the rack himself, and it's a 1-point contest.
And if I didn't know better about Glover Toscano, I mean, I would think he's a 40, 45% three-point shooter, but that's not the case. He's only a 23% three-point shooter. So, again, the Rebels got to do a better job. It's a hot hand. You got to get out to him. But on the other end, the Rebels, again, can't allow things like this happen. You can't take gambles, take yourself out of play. Derek Simpson with the dunk. Cuts the lead to 1. UNLV up by 1, 7:49 left.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
With the Mountain West app, it's your game, your way. Designed for superfans like you, so that you'll never miss a play. We've got you covered with free access to thousands of Mountain West games, from your phone to the big screen. Stream live games, watch highlights, and unlock exclusive content anytime. Download the app today.
Old Trapper Beefs. Energy emergency. Old Trapper. What's your beef?
This one's tight, 78-77. The Rebel lead with 7:49 to play. Thanks to an 11-2 run, the Hawks of St. Joe's, who have made their last 5 shots from the floor, CT, coming back and not going away quietly, although would you expect any team or anybody from Philly to back down from a fight?
No, talk about a rock fight. So we'll go to some tough guys in Philly. I'm not messing with some of those people. But right now, St. Joe's is showing why they are who they are. Coach Steve Donahue's had so much success right now. I mean, a strong first half. Even better second half as of late. They were on the ropes, down by 9 at one point in this half, but they keep chipping away. Glover Toscano, 5 of 9 from 3, 20 points. Derek Simpsons came out and scored 12 points alone this half, including that last steal and the breakaway dunk. 1-point ball game, 7:49 left. We know the Rebels are without Kamani Hamilton the rest of the way. There's been a lot of Tyron Jones. Isaac Williamson is going to have a chance to go to the line here, but wow, the Rebels are going to continue to move this thing forward. They're going to have to get stops and find some offense along the way.
St. Joe's has used exactly 3 players for 59 of their 77 points. Jones with the game-high 21, Glover Toscano with 20, including 5 3-point makes, and Simpson's got 18 as well. Nobody else has more than 5 for the rest of the roster. Jones picked up his second foul, and it was already the 10th of the half for St. Joe's. The Rebels in the double bonus. Isaac Williamson to the charity stripe. He's able to drop the first of 2. Williamson with 7 points, a perfect 5 out of 5 from the line. Curtis, just looking at the stat sheet, UNLV holding a 38-22 points in the paint advantage. How can they leverage that the rest of this one?
Keep going to the paint. You've got to keep going to the paint. That's where they're having success, obviously. A lot of Tyron Jones, DJL off the bounce, putbacks, Jacob Bernarby around the rim. That's where they're going to have success because they're not shooting it great from the three-point line. 4 of 13. This is probably the lowest threes they've taken on the season. But they've got to continue to get their free throw line, and that happens when you put your head down, get paint touches, as like Coach likes to call them.
Rebels shooting 45% from the field. Yeah, they're struggling to get this one inbounded. 15 of those 26 makes have been assists as well. That's a ratio that this coaching staff keeps a very close eye on. The lead is 2 on the inbounds. Gibbs Lawhorn fires it past everything, and the rebound tipped away to Simpson. Hawks come down with a chance to tie it or take a lead with a 2 or a 3 respectively. Steve Donahue coaching in the half court as Simpson dribbles far, now near side. Motion offense underneath, sees it with Glover Toscano. 3-point shot over Brown, no good. Heat check misses, and Tyron Jones soars for the board, and a face guarding foul called against Jones. He picks up number 3, and a pair of free throws upcoming for the Scarlet and Gray.
And we've talked about this all night with the Rebels on the course of the season. Bad fouls, risk versus reward. What do you gain by being active back there? And in this case, Deuce Jones, unfortunately, gets caught with the hand in the cookie jar, swipes down, probably has a gripe to pick there. Did not make any contact, but again, we said it before, refs aren't going to change their foul calls, but in that case, why even risk it?
A combined 67 free throws already, and we still have 7.5 minutes to go, just under that. As Tyron Jones at the foul line, banks it in. Banks open at 9 o'clock on a Thursday night here in Vegas.
Online banking.
Jones with 14 points tonight, tying a season and career best, 7 rebounds as well, nothing to scoff at. Keep in mind, that includes just 4 of 10 from the line, and he can't get the second one to fall.
The bank may not be open, but the cage is definitely open in the casino.
Yes, sir.
That's for sure.
We're at the Orleans last night at the Bailiwick for our coaches show. You know, I like to stay around and try my luck at video poker.
Boost the local economy.
Of course, I don't pay taxes, right? Ajaban tips it out of bounds. It goes right through the hands, and UNLV trying to stretch this lead to a couple of possessions. Can't play if you don't win, Curtis.
You can't lose if you don't play either.
But Arby with some space at the top, zips one in for Tyron Jones on the elbow. He'll get it right back. He's thinking about it. He fires. No, sir. That bench would have gone nuts had he trained that.
I was already going nuts.
We were halfway up already. 3 points to lead as St. Joe's wants to slow this one down. St. Joe's last year 10-1 when scoring 80 or more points. They're just 3 shy of that here tonight. Simpson driving off the glass, no good. Bernardi with another rebound. 8 points, 8 rebounds for JB. And here comes Isaac Williamson. 7 points and a rebound of his own. Bernardi at the top doesn't try the tray, but instead will give it to DGL. Better 3-point shooter typically, but he'll drive. He'll throw up a lay-in that's no good. Bernardi on the putback.
Jacob again doing all kinds of things. 10 points, 9 rebounds now on the night for Jacob Bernardi. Huge minutes on the inside for the big man, continuing his success over the last 3 ball games, especially with Kamani Hamilton fouled out.
Crowd getting into it at the 6-minute mark. The Rebels on top by 5 over this pesky St. Joe's team out of the A-10. Deuce Jones the second around the corner. He stops and gives it back. Let's see if Clever Toscano wants to try a 3. You bet he does. And he just is unable to make it. That thing in and then out.
And that's a double-double for Jacob Bernardi. 10 points, 10 rebounds on the night. Huge, huge outing.
First career double-double for JB. Williamson spinning to the basket. And he draws the foul. How about the freshman? 6-0 run for the Rebels, and the crowd back into it.
Jacob Bernardi on one end getting the putback and the rebound. On the other end, getting the defensive rebound. And when you let Isaac Williamson get in open space, he'll put you in the blender, put you in the cyclone, vacuum you up, finish at the rim, and one coming.
Like a T-Pain and Baby Bash song into the cyclone. And it's a 6-0 run with Deuce Jones picking up foul number 4 for the guard.
I apologize for anybody that does not know who Baby Bash is.
She moves her body like a cyclone.
But that's a great, great record. It just ages us.
Williamson with the 3-point play the old-fashioned way, and it's now an 85-77 lead. Rebel bench imploring the Thomas and Mack crowd to get on their feet, and they oblige. Jones with 4 fouls, hands it off. Jaden Smith at the top with it. Hand off to Glover Toscano. He elevates. He feeds the near corner. Kearney can't get the 3 to drop, and a foul on the floor keeps things with the Hawks. And they weren't sure who it was going to go against, and they're going to give it to Drake Gibbs Lawhorn. That's his 3rd and the 8th of the half. That'll send Deuce Jones to the line for a 1-and-1. Jones 19 of 23 coming in terms of foul shots. He had made 19 free throws all year. He's 12 out of 15 by himself tonight from the free throw strike. 21.7 rebounds, 6 assists. He leads St. Joe's in all 3 categories. The 6'2" sophomore out of Trenton, New Jersey at the stripe. And the first shot bounces out into the hands of Bernardi. And Brown fouled. Kevin Kearney too handsy on defense, and we'll see the Kiwi at the line for a pair.
And again, Walter Brown's a tough guy. He's one tough kangaroo, one tough Kiwi, however you want to cut it. But again, sticks his nose in there, picks up that ball. Now he's going to go to the free throw line. But a guy, again, a guy that does all the small things. He's going to pick up rebounds. He's going to dive on the floor for loose balls. He's going to impact winning. And he's came out so far here this evening alone. And he's playing huge minutes. And I think that's the biggest thing for them because Kamani Hamilton, again, remember, he fouled out with 17:44 left in the second half. 17:44 left in the second half.
That's the whole half.
The best player for the Rebels fouled out. But for Walter Brown to be able to step in and to contribute like he has, played 18 big minutes.
Career high.
And hasn't got a break and is not going to get a break because they've got no more size. He's doing everything he can to help try to get this team to the finish line to get a 2nd consecutive win.
Brown had played 5 years professionally in both Australia and New Zealand. Well, he explains it as the Aussie season about 8 months. The New Zealand season a little more casual. Only spans about 3 or 4 months during their summer, our winter. Second free throw good, and it's an 8-0 run, extending the lead back to 9. Simpson with 18 points and 7 rebounds of his own. Running the half-court offense as Jones takes the handoff from Smith. Give it right back to him on the give and go, and an easy, dare I say soft, slam dunk for Smith in there with 4 fouls.
All that is stuff.
One guy with 4 fouls assisting another. There's Williamson down the left side. He's got 3 fouls, including a tech. A couple of pump fakes. He goes up with the right, lays it in over the front of the rim. Hook shot, lay-in, whatever you want to call it. The Rebels responding every time St. Joe's counterpunches.
It was just 77-78. The Rebels going a 10-1 run to be able to stretch this lead back to 9.
Jones stops inside the line and looks for a teammate. He grabs Simpson, who goes around. Williamson, DJL picks it off. Williamson the other way. Hands to Agent Zero. Gives Lawhorn down the paint. Lays it into the up and under. Can't get it to fall. Picks up his own miss. Second effort, no good. Jones elevates a chance. How about the night for Tyron Jones? 16 points, 9 rebounds, and it's the largest lead of the night for the Runnin' Rebels.
And if you think the Hawk is over here flapping his wings, we got a condor flying out of the Raptors. Tyron Jones with a huge putback.
One of the most exciting players in all of college basketball this year, and a foul in the air. Deuce Jones drawing that one, to put it lightly. He initiated contact, elevated, and a foul is going to stop play and send both teams to the huddle. The Rebels first to 90. They lead by 11 at the final media timeout of this one.
Woo, a game of runs it has been. St. Joe's went on an 11-2 run to get to 78-77, but we are now looking at a 90-79 game in favor of UNLV. Quite a run it's been back and forth in this one, and UNLV, in spite of St. Joe's hot shooting, my man, UNLV has just found a way to keep it going.
Yeah, if you'd have told me that St. Joe's would be 7 for 11 from 3 in the second half, I would tell you there's no way that this isn't a one-possession game coming down the stretch here. But big reason why they're not, UNLV, man, shooting 50% from the floor. They've only taken 3 threes. They've hit 1, but 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. 7 turnovers for St. Joe's. So that, to me, man, is kind of been the story. Like, it doesn't matter if you're hot shooting if you're also going to turn the ball over a bunch and not defend. And that's kind of where we're at right now. And this is Tyron Jones kid.
Yeah.
Just dominant in the second half. 11 points, 5 boards. Like, he's got to be on the floor for these guys going forward, man. This is the second game in a row where he's looked like just an absolute difference maker. Even the broadcast guys are going crazy here. So, yeah, man, it's been a fun one. It feels like it's a little bit closer, but St. Joe's just giving up too many offensive rebounds as well, man.
Yeah, Kamani Hamilton fouling out like 3 minutes into the half. We immediately knew that was going to test some depth, and UNLV has handled it just fine. But they, the other 4 starters are all in double figures. And then you get Jones off the bench, and he has 16 and some emphatic putbacks. He's looked fantastic for them. A few more minutes left in this one, Mike. What are you focusing on before we toss it back to the game?
Yeah, I mean, can St. Joe's get any stops? Man, they need to get, 2-3 stops in a row, and hopefully they can keep the hot shooting going to see if we can get a close game down here at the stretch. But looks like UNLV starting to walk away, man. So yeah, great nonetheless on these runs.
You said it. You said they weren't going to run away, but that they would walk away with this one, and they're on their way. Let's see if they can hold on to it. 90-79. As we send it back here, hey, make sure if you're hanging out with us for the first time, you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notification bells, because we're going to be streaming these games all season long, and we do a lot of other coverage as well. So push that button. Mike and I are going to hop back in at the end of the game for a little post-game show. We hope you join us, too, in the live chat. We want to talk to you about it and hear what you have to say. So until then, enjoy the game, and we'll see you after.
With 4 fouls at the moment. With Lawhorn in the game. Fleming on the bench. And Jones with the dead pair cuts the lead to 8. Beg your pardon, 9, 90-81.
14 of 16, or 14 of 18. Incredible. Is Deuce Jones from the free throw line.
Again, 19 of 23 in 4 games on the year coming in combined. Motion offense around the outside. Brown feeding Williamson. Takes the screen from big Jacob Benarby. Here's Walter Brown. Rebels trying to wind down some clock, limit the possessions. Brown into the paint. He's double teamed. Fadeaway two-pointer falls.
Let's go, Walt.
Walter Brown with 10 points, a season high, playing some big minutes in Kamani Hamilton's absence.
And you talk about this. I mean, this is a guy that's played professional basketball for the last handful of years in New Zealand, in Australia. He's playing high-level basketball. He's the oldest guy on the team. He knows how to play the game. He's fundamentally sound, and he has no fear on both ends of the floor.
Jones was able to keep the pivot foot and find Simpson, who knifes through an open gap in the defense and stymies some momentum there. Jones has 23 along with 7 rebounds and 7 assists. Simpson with 18 and 7 of his own. Williamson gets down low outside the restricted area on the pump fake. He draws the foul, and he'll head to the line for a pair. He is 6 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. There are 5 different Rebels in double-digit scoring. Gibbs Lawhorn leads them all with 18. Jones has 16. Williamson and Fleming with 12. But Narby's got 10 and 11 rebounds for a double-double. As Simpson picks up his 4th foul as well. The Hawks, with just over 3 minutes to go, trailing big, starting to get a number of guys in foul trouble as well, as it's back to a double-digit advantage after the first make. Williamson on the year so far, again, just 2 games, including a start. They've been 5 of 9 from the free throw line. And as he goes back to the line, he's 6 out of 7 with this next one on the way.
And you've got right now, you've got 6 Runnin Rebels in double figures.
7 out of 8 now.
Al Green's got 2. Nas Cunningham's got 3. They haven't played much since the first half. Actually, I don't believe they played in the second half.
I don't think so.
Coach has been riding with this lineup since Kamani Hamilton fouled out. Kamani Hamilton is the other guy that's played with 9 points. So again, we talked about this at the open. It couldn't be like last game, all Howie Fleming and Isaac Williamson. You have to have well-rounded scoring, and they've got it right now with 6 different guys in double figures.
One of the bigger lineups that they have available to them right now as well, with Benarby, Jones, Brown, Williamson. And it gives Lawhorn out there. 3-point shot off the mark. Brown cuts through the D and rips out a board on the other glass. Under 3 to go as the lead is 11. UNLV looking to extend it, would be their largest lead of the night. Josh Pastner absolutely telling him here, Curtis, we're going to slow this thing down. They want to be able to count the number of possessions back and forth from here out. Little crossover action. Williamson through contact draws a foul. Isaac Williamson plays so much more veteran-like, if you will, than his true freshman stature would suggest. 14 points, and he's going back to the line again.
Yeah, his game is much more mature than his classification is right now.
That's number 5 on Jaden Smith as well. Big man for St. Joe's fouling out, so Williamson taking it right to him with 4 fouls. And a 30-second timeout sends both teams to the huddle. And again, for the Runnin Rebels, they got 2.5 minutes to basically just keep this cushion. And we saw them able to do that against Memphis in a much more hostile environment against, let's face it, a much more big and physical and overall talented team in Memphis. They're trying to do the same thing tonight at home against a team picked to finish 7th out of 14 in the A-10.
Yeah, and everything's going right now. They've got everything at their favor right now to do the Runnin Rebels. When you talk about being up 11 with 2:30 left in the game, even though Kamani Hamilton hasn't played for the last 15 and a half minutes, but like you said, on Sunday in Memphis, they got to the point where I think Memphis got down about 6 points a couple of times in the last 5 minutes or so, multiple times. And the Rebels were able to stag off every run by either getting a stop, getting a bucket, getting to the foul line, whatever the case may be. And you know St. Joe's is going to continue to play, continue to push. They've knocked down a ton of threes, 9 already on the night so far. They have a lot of confidence, especially 2 or 3 guys, Simpson, Glover Toscano, as well as Deuce Jones. And so the Rebels can't rest right now. I think this game's over when you're up 12 because anything can happen, but they've got to continue to play and as if that they're losing, play to win.
Williamson's got 14, and it is the biggest lead of the night, 95-33, as Simpson's going to let it roll to the time stripe before picking it up. Starting one-on-one, the Rebels in man defense. Ajaba, the Harvard transfer, over to Glover Toscano. Glover Toscano with 20 points on 5 3-point makes. And they'll give it to Williford. Williford driving down the lane with 3 fouls. He's swatted, but grabs his own miss. He's rejected again. 2 for 2 is Tyron Jones, and it's Trey Gibbs Lawhorn knifing through the defense. Off the glass, no good. Put back falls. Walter Brown to the line. He's got a chance for a 3-point play. No, they're going to wave it off. Oh, what a finish that would have been.
They're going to call the foul on the initial shot there by Trey Gibbs Lawhorn. But 2 big blocks. For Tyron Jones to be able to keep the offensive player in front of him, get bumped, block a shot, the offensive player gets the rebound, then goes to the other side of the hoop, and he blocks it again. Again, the skill set of this kid, the wingspan, the motor, you can't teach this stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, that's almost like an older brother to a younger brother. Nope, playing Nerf basketball up in the hallway. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Trey Gibbs Lawhorn with the free throw good.
6 blocks. 6 blocks on the night for Tyron Jones.
Incredible.
Whew. Probably none bigger than those 2 right there on that last possession to save a basket.
He had 5 blocks in the first 4 games combined. Yeah. I mean, he has been a one-man block party here on a Thursday night. Gibbs Lawhorn good with both, and the Rebels just continue to expand this lead. Well spread out scoring. Good distribution on the rebounds as well. This is as balanced an attack as we've seen. Oh, yeah, they're 3 points shy of 100. Wide open in the near corner is Williford. Over the shot of Tyron Jones. Gibbs Lawhorn soaring for the rebound. $1:45 to go. The Rebels looking to get into triple digits for the second time this year. Williamson holding it on his hip as he slows it up into half-court offense. Simpson meets him near the logo. And Williamson with 10 on the shot clock, dribbling between the legs. Goes around the screen, foot on the gas, loses the handle, and Simpson able to rip it away from him and turn it into offense. Feeds Haskins. He goes up and around, drops it in over the front of the rim. And a timeout called by St. Joe stops the clock with 78 seconds to play. And a 12-point lead for the Scarlet and Gray, trying to put the finishing touches on this one. McCurdy has been dominant. We'll break this one down when the game ends. And looking forward to hearing what Josh Pastner's got to say when he joins us here on the table. But for UNLV, they have really started to figure some things out at the end of that Montana game, where they still scored 93 and lost. That was Josh Pastner's big thing about that game. We put up 93 and lost. Well, they put up 92 and 1 on the road against Memphis in a hostile environment. And they put up at least 97, very close to 100 points again tonight. The switch was flipped after that UT Martin game in terms of the pace of the offense.
Yeah, and it's amazing to think that you go out there, you score 93 points, and you lose at home. And to me, obviously, they had to clean up some things and sharpen up some things and lock in more defensively, giving up 102 points to the Montana Grizzlies. But then to be able to come back and bounce back like you did on Sunday afternoon at FedEx Forum in Memphis against the Tigers and hang 92 on them at home. It just says something about this team and this resiliency that we've seen so far. But then they bounce back and they're doing it again. Right now, 97-85. And just remember, I mean, it was just a few minutes ago when the score was 77-78.
It was tight.
And the Rebels blew this thing open. I mean, it's a 19-8 run since then. And the Rebels are now 118 left in this ball game, be able to ice this thing away and put another 100 spot on the board.
St. Joe's in desperation mode into the full court trap as Walter Brown onto the far side of the floor feeds DGL, fires it to the far corner, but Arby able to hold it. And a foul going to stop the clock and send the Rebels to the line. I think at this point, Curtis, with 66 seconds left and a big-time lead, the only way the Rebels get to 100 is right here at the foul line.
Yeah. And that's okay. They got to step up and knock down these shots one way or another.
That's going to be the fourth foul on Desir Haskins. Too little too late at this point. So he becomes the third different Hawk with 4 fouls. 3 others with 3. Beg their pardon, there's 4 others with 3. And referees going to give their whistle a night off after this one. Whether or not you agree, a lot of fouls called on both sides. It was consistent all the way through. But Arby good on the first of 2 free throws. He's got 11 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists as well. Yeah. That's 10 assists in his last 2 games.
JB's just coming all-around stat stuffer for UNLV. I mean, he's doing everything. He started the last game getting 6 big assists to jumpstart that offense. Then to come back tonight, get his first career double-double, 12 points as of right now, 11 rebounds. Especially, again, it was needed because Kamani Hamilton fouled out, it seemed like a lifetime ago. Tyron Jones, Jacob Bernarby, Walter Brown picked up the necessary slack in the paint.
Under a minute to play as Jones fires a long 3-pointer. Jones pulls down the rebound, and he calls timeout, trapped in the backcourt. And a smart play by Tyron to avoid any kind of inconsistency there. So now that this one almost done, 48.4 to play, the 99-85 lead as both teams head to the bench. We can take a look ahead to the Players Era Tournament next week, Curtis. I know we're excited to be on the call for all 3 games that the Scarlet and Gray are going to play. First against Maryland, 9 o'clock Pacific on Monday night at the MGM Grand Arena at MGM Grand. Then Alabama taking on the Rebels at 9 o'clock on Tuesday night. And while, Maryland, good team, really excited for the whole tournament, but that matchup against Alabama going to be the toughest task of the entire season, more than likely, for Josh Pastner's crew.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you talk about Alabama, what Coach Nate Oates is doing down there in Tuscaloosa. They're a top 10 team perennially every year since he's taken over that program, and you expect nothing less of them. Obviously, Nas Cunningham has some familiarity with those guys. Maybe he can provide somewhat of a scouting report in terms of a style of play or specific players. But we know that's going to be a heck of a ball game. They're a top 10 team for a reason, but you can't look past Maryland in terms of what they are going to bring into this game and who they are so far on the season. But I think for the Runnin Rebels, it's going to be a battle of coming out there and just trying to play some strong, consistent basketball. And right now, I mean, tonight, Maryland came out and they had a game so far this season. And David Coit comes out and drops 41 points, 11 of 17 from the field, 8 of 10 from the 3-point line.
Not bad at all.
So when you talk about you're going to have somebody that you're going to have to go against, he's averaging 18.4 on the season. That was before tonight's 41-point explosion. So he's going to be hot. Coming on a heater, no better place to go when you're on a heater than Vegas.
I'm no math guy, but that's going to put him over 20 points per game easy. 7-6-5 on the shot clock as Williamson dribbles around the outside. all the way to the basket. He stops and elevates on the way, and another putback from Tyron Jones. Goaltending called. Goaltending emphatically signaled by the official underneath the bucket.
You're going to challenge it.
We're going to take a look. At this point, might as well. Might as well let Tyron get his double. We'll take our look at it right here.
Yeah, it's on there. No, that's not even worth it.
I mean, and for Tyron Jones coming from the other end of the rim, you can't necessarily fault him for not seeing that it's above that invisible line.
I'm sorry. He took off on this side of the basket and landed on the other side after he dunked the ball. So, I mean, he's doing things that most of us we can't even dream about doing it, nor can we do it on the Nerf baskets at home.
In the words of Ron Burgundy, all you can say there is, I'm not even mad, I'm impressed. He was able to get up and under like that.
Yeah, buddy.
They are going to take a look, though, that this may be a quick review.
Yeah.
And with the shot clock turned off, you would guess that might be the last chance that UNLV has to get into triple digits.
I'm not mad, though. I like Josh. He's fighting for his guys. But again, with that type of effort, though, you got to try to take a look at it. I mean, with this, we can basically stick a fork in this game. It's pretty much over. But you know what we can't stop doing is the Hawk is not going to stop flapping his wings.
Never, ever. Not allowed. Like we said earlier, it's one of those things, looking at the Hawk from St. Joe's, where once you see it, you can't unsee it. I don't think I've been able to get him out of my peripheral vision.
I've been watching the whole second half.
Yeah. And
especially since the lead's been growing.
We'll say, this has been a longer game, a lot of fouls called, basically 2.5 hours worth of basketball straight. And, hey, look at the pace. He hasn't slowed down since we got started.
Very consistent. I mean, I don't want to see him without his feathers on, but, I mean, the upper body strength and the shoulder strength of this guy's got to be incredible.
You can hear by the reaction of the crowd that they are going to call a goaltend. And it is 99-85 with 23 seconds left. As the crowd that's stuck around here at the Thomas and Mack Center rising to their feet. St. Joe's just playing for pride at this point. They return home after a 3-game road trip, by the way. They take on Rutgers Cameron, branch campus of Rutgers next week, before heading on the road to Princeton. They'll start A-10 conference play, just like the rest of the country, at the beginning of the new year. Catch and shoot 3 from Kevin Kearney. Wide right, gives Lawhorn, soars for his 8th rebound. 20-8 for DGL, and that's going to do it. He'll get it into the front court, and that'll wind timeout as the Scarlet and Gray move to 3-2. St. Joe's down to 2-3 on the year. Back-to-back wins over Memphis and St. Joe's, 92 and 99 points respectively. And the Scarlet and Gray ride their high-flying offense en route to a 99-85 win. 6 scores in double digits. Double-doubles from Tyron Jones and Jacob and Arby Curtis. I don't think we could pick an MVP for this game if we tried.
I know. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, with whatever way you want to go. I mean, Drake Gibbs Lawhorn, great game, 20-8. Tyron Jones, 16-10. Bernarby, 12-11 double-double. Isaac Williamson has foul trouble in the first half. Walt Brown comes off the bench. I mean, has a huge game for the team and able to put forth the effort that he did. It just says a lot about this team and how they're a well-rounded ball group, and they do it all together.
And after all of that, a 99-85 win for UNLV over St. Joe's. Mike, a game that was 78-77 at the under-8 timeout. And then UNLV exerted their will and went on a 19-8 run to end the game, 99-85. I know that there's one player, Mike, especially in that second half, that stood out to you.
My goodness. I mean, Tyron Jones, just an animal there in the second half. Just the effort, too. The putbacks, everything that he did in the second half was like, this guy is going to be a star in the Mountain West. So, he had a fantastic, it was really a team effort in that second half. But he was kind of the star of the show through that half, man. So love what I saw from UNLV as far as their depth. I did like the fight that St. Joe's showed. Just they didn't get anything from this front court, man. And that was the difference. Also, Jake, fouling 33 times and giving up 49 free throws.
That's hard to win, man. And UNLV missed 16 of them. So this could have been a lot worse. You know what I'm saying?
Worse,
could have been a lot worse. Started 2 for 13 from 3, did St. Joe's. Ended up 9 for 28. So came out a little more respectable there in the second half and kept it close. Again, they had it down to a 1-point game at one point, and then UNLV was just too much. Mike, you talked about UNLV's depth, and I look at it, and Cunningham and Green didn't play in the second half. and Hamilton fouled out like 3 minutes in. So really, UNLV had 6 guys for the most part going in that second half. And when you've got Fleming, who played really well in the first half, he didn't have, I don't think he was as much in the second half. But Barnaby had 12, Williamson had 14. And then of course I didn't bring him up earlier. We didn't bring him up at all earlier. Walter Brown had himself a really nice game off the bench for UNLV as well, Mike. And just a really good team win. Couldn't get to 100 there because another one of the dumbest rules in all of college basketball, offensive goaltending. But that's okay. 99-85 win for UNLV over St. Joe's. The St. Joe's front court, Mike, that's got to get shaped up a little bit if they're gonna compete, man.
Yeah, they got to get something out of this front court. Like the backcourt played really well in the second half, so you can't fault that, man. But you can't go, and these are guys that we expect. Like Finkley, 9 minutes, 0 for 3.
Yeah,
Haskins, just 24 minutes, you only get 7 points and a board, and then Ojibor, like you're just expecting the defense, right? He actually had 4 assists, so not going to knock him too much, man. But this backcourt needs more help in the A-10 if they want to challenge. So I do love just everything that UNLV has been displaying over the last couple of games, man. They've got some weird losses. They lost to Montana. They lost to Tennessee Martin at both those games at home. So weird games there. We're going to find out a lot more, man. Maryland, Alabama, Stanford coming up. So we'll see. They look tough, though. They look tough.
Tyron Jones, the second leading scorer for UNLV behind Gibbs Lawhorn, who was 7 for 16 today and 3 for 8 from deep. We got to talk about Deuce Jones. That's not the type of efficiency that they need from him in order to be successful. He had a 4 for 15 night, only 1 out of 5 from deep. He had 7 boards. He had 23 points, 7 boards, and 8 assists. So why am I not super pleased with that?
7
right?
turnovers.
7 turnovers, and the majority of his points were at the line tonight. Which obviously, that means you're being aggressive. You're going, but 9 points from the field and then 14 from the line tonight for Jones. They're going to need him to take better care of the ball and take better shots. Because you look at it again on the surface, 23, 7, and 8.
You're like, man,
great night, amazing night on DK, right? But then you look at it from a perspective. If you're St. Joe's, you're like, man, he's playing nearly every minute for us, and he wasn't the guy tonight. He didn't play like the guy they need him to be in order to be their most successful man.
Yeah, I think the thing with him was the start, like. He was just shooting a ton of threes, and then he stopped shooting threes after the 112 in the first half and started attacking. But then the turnovers started to come. So, Derek Simpson, I thought, played a great game, man. 35 minutes, 20 points, 8 of 13, 7 boards, 5 assists, only 1 turnover. You're going to get consistency out of him. But, Deuce Jones, man, like they got to find some outside shooting. They got to get some production from these forwards. They got to find some other guys off the bench that can give them something, man. So, tough. Tough when you're going against the UNLV team that we talked about, man. Like these are guys that have higher pedigree with Gibbs Lawhorn and Kamani Hamilton. Obviously, not didn't work out for him with that technical. Nas Cunningham, who didn't even really play. So UNLV's definitely going to be a player in this Mountain West. I'm pretty excited to see kind of what they're going to look like going forward, man. Because right now, before they put in the metrics on KenPom, like they're kind of middle of the pack in the Mountain West. This game's obviously going to help, probably bump them up into the top 4. But this Mountain West, they've been taking some lumps, man. We saw Boise State lose that game to Hawaii Pacific. We saw San Diego State the other night lose to Troy, who's actually in overtime with USC. So maybe we're knocking Troy a little bit, too much right now. And then we saw, who was it the other day? UC Davis knocked off one of the Mountain West teams, man. So I think it was Nevada. Yeah, Nevada yesterday, 75-71. So this isn't the Mountain West that we saw the last 2 years, where we talked about it during the preseason, man. This may be a 3-bid Mountain West league. this year, but still plenty of good basketball. And there's plenty of teams with upside. I just don't think we've seen a lot of continuity to start the year. They lost a lot of good players and a lot of good coaches.
We talked about that from the jump, right? That a lot of these teams are still trying to figure out how to play together. I feel like St. Joe's will not be as just discombobulated as they felt in the first half and still scored 40. That just speaks a lot to how this game was played and how it was officiated too. I think it was officiated the same on both sides. Like they were calling.
I think there was a problem.
No, I don't think there was either. I thought it was just one of those games where neither one of these teams really wanted to get in front and guard anybody. And it just felt like we're gonna reach in, we're gonna try to get some steals, which each team only ended up with 6 steals. That's okay. I mean, but when you have 11 gazillion fouls, like it's kind of it's like having 8 assists and 7 turnovers. It's like what are you doing for yourself there? But UNLV dominated points in the paint, 48-28. That's going to be something. Look, moving forward, if UNLV can keep that going, and obviously they're going to hope that Jones can a double-double for Jones, 16 and 10 tonight. Just a very impressive performance in his 5th ever collegiate game. Like, Mike, these freshmen are out of control.
Yeah,
all across the country, man. It's amazing. Yeah, 6
possession.
Yeah, sorry. Shouldn't have, like that's all almost a triple double. Flirting with it at least a little bit there. Barnaby had himself a double double as well for UNLV, 12 and 11, and Fleming with the impressive 12, 8, and 6 line right there, 6 dimes, and only 1 turnover for Fleming for UNLV in a 99-85 victory for the Runnin' Rebels over St. Joe's. Mike, before we sign off for the night, any closing thoughts?
Nah, man, this is a lot of fun. We're going to be it's a new feature that we brought to One and Done. We're going to be streaming Mountain West games all season long. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is just another thing that we got going on, man. So hopefully you're hitting those like and subscribe buttons and just checking out all the content that we do throughout the college basketball 365-day calendar.
Yeah, we don't slow down around here. We're going year-round. Another person just hit that button, 1,679 as we sign off the air here. Shout out to everybody that hung out with us tonight. Push that like and subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss any of our Mountain West coverage. You don't miss any of our DFS shows, our news and notes. We're coming to you all the time. Follow us at One and Done CVB over on X, and that's how you're going to know updates on what kind of shows we're putting out. You're going to get bets. You're going to get core 4s for your DFS lineups over there on the socials. Push all the buttons you can and come along for this ride right here on One and Done. That's MC Holland 34 on X. Around here, he's El Capitan, Mr. Mike Holland. My name is Jay Heinrich at Dr. William Cannon on X. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Mountain West Basketball on One and Done. We'll see you next time.